hope that all in YouTube, those who are waiting, because many are saying that they are waiting, are being accepted, right, or being allowed.
Yeah,
Okay,
YouTube, you don't have to be
okay,
admitted on YouTube. Everyone can join.
okay.
Uh, with this Google Meet thing, it has been buggy lately
Mm-hmm.
that people were trying to enter the call,
Okay,
and I wouldn't see it as a host. So I hope it will not happen. If something goes wrong, you cannot join the Google Meet conversation. Just make sure to join our streaming.
Hey Karan, Vijay here. Everyone
Hey,
is
Vijay.
looking for Google meeting link. Could you please share it?
Yeah, I can share it. Sure, I can share it, but as stated before, this Google Meet is obviously limited to 250 people, and we have slightly above 100 right now. So let's see. I just hope that the streaming will work fine. It seemed to be I'm very pixelated on the streaming. I don't know about the Google Meet. Can you see me well?
Still blur, still blur.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, I can share it. Sure, I can share it, but as stated before, this Google Meet is obviously limited to 250 people. We have slightly above 100 right now. So thank you, Vijay, for rebroadcasting me. That's okay. Um, Vijay, by the way, I have a question to you. Have you managed to bring your expert in the call? I will just try with a turned off camera. Maybe it will work better. Can anyone please confirm if you can hear me?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, okay,
Yes,
thank you
we
very
can
much.
hear you.
Yes, I
Okay,
can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Yeah, we
great.
can hear.
So yeah, I'm still admitting a lot of people into the Google Meet call. If you are on YouTube streaming, it should be also okay. We obviously have really a lot of people in our today's event. So it just shows this huge interest in Terraform. Oh, we have on YouTube, we have 1,116 viewers right now.
That's a huge number. I mean, that's the biggest number I have seen, I think, probably live.
Yeah, probably there are some streams where you will have more, like I can imagine something like about Tesla probably is highly popular, but for this kind of meetups, it's huge, really. Yeah. Okay, so we don't have any real agenda today. It's driven by our community. I can say a couple of words about it. Probably a lot of people are very new to our community. Officially, we are called GDG Cloud Nuremberg, and if you have no idea what actually GDG means, it actually stands for Google Developer Group and cloud. We are a cloud chapter in Nuremberg. This is where our headquarters is located. But we are more global than local, I would say, because I strongly suspect majority of our people are distributed worldwide, and only the headquarters is in Nuremberg actually, and some small amount of members also located here. So what we are all about? We are a community of very curious people and very humble people who would like to advance and learn new technologies, especially everything related to cloud, but not only to cloud. I would call ourselves even more like cloud native DevOps or DevSecOps, something like this. So basically, we are interested in cloud native technologies. It could be cloud of some cloud vendors like Google, Amazon, obviously, Azure. New vendors are popping up every year almost. But also some on-premise, very smart on-premise technologies where you can build your own on-premise system, very reliable, using, for example, containers and container orchestration like Kubernetes. But also tools like Terraform, and we are really very curious about this modern products which simplify the life of us developers and ops as well. So we hooked up together with HashiCorp. It's a very smart company, very agile company. I have very big respect for them. And we are running today this so-called study hall. What it's all about?
Karen, are you
Hey,
there?
Karen, you are on mute.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Where have I stopped? What was the my last words?
You
Can
were
anyone
talking
say?
about, the HashiCorp. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I have missed very much. So yeah, HashiCorp, we will be doing jointly stuff. I think so. This is our setup, and they seem to also be very interested in this kind of collaboration going on with communities and especially with our community. So yeah, today we will be discussing how to attempt and pass this Terraform Associate exam. And I think some of our amazing members were able to get some experienced people in this field. Vijay, are you in the call?
Yeah, Karen. Prem, are you in the call? Yeah, Karen. Just give me 1 or 2 minutes.
Sure. Yeah. I think I admitted one Prem, but maybe it was another one. So I'm still admitting people like every single second in our Google Meet call. And yes, let's really pen test this Google Meet. I'm really eager to see how many people Google Meet will handle. Probably they're spinning up some instances right now as we are joining this huge call. And yeah, let's see if we can bring it down or not. We have right now in Google Meet, we have about 150 people. On YouTube, we have 1,200 people something. Yeah, so basically admitting people to Google Meet call is a kind of full-time job. You have to do it constantly, unfortunately. Okay, so if anyone want to jump in just to greet everyone, we can also use chat on YouTube and also in Google Meet to say like hello. Okay, we have in our community, we have this amazing tradition. Whenever we start something big, some kind of big meetup, we would greet each other with our location. We would state our city and our country. I will start it right now. I will write Nuremberg, Germany.
Hi, my name is Jose. I'm from Toronto, Canada.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, obviously. Very nice.
Saurabh Pandey from Toronto, Canada.
Many people from Toronto. Nice.
Hi, myself Dharni from Singapore.
Hi, this is
Hi,
Shahnawaz
myself
from
Vishwanath
India.
from India.
This is Shahnawaz from India.
Hi, this is Vinesh from Bangalore, India.
Hey, this is Jatin from Delhi, India.
Hi, this is Varun from India.
Hi, this is Singapore.
This is Sanjay Mumbai from India.
Hey all, this is Suman from Bangalore, India.
Hi, this is Harsha from India.
Hi all, this is Vikram from UK, London.
Hey, this is
Hi, this
Vinay
is Samir from India.
Hey, this is Vinay from London, UK.
Hello everybody, Hassan from Germany, Munich.
Hey guys, I'm Sushil from Bangalore, India.
Yeah, this side Gaurav.
Hi, Arijit from Pune, India.
Yeah, hi, Harrier from Bangalore.
India.
Hi guys, this is again from Singapore.
Hello everyone, Shukashish from Dallas, USA.
Hi, this is Supratit from Pune, India.
I'm Suchira from Australia, Melbourne.
Hi everyone, this is Shankar from Kolkata, India.
Hi, this is Shahid from UAE.
Hi, this is Carlos Moreno from Venezuela, but living in Colombia.
Hi, this is Mumbai, India.
Hi, this is Shunga from Bangalore, India.
Yeah, hi, this is Shashikan from India.
Hello, this is Sahil Kumar Sahu from India.
Hi, this is Kevin from Kenya.
Hi, I'm Arun from India.
Hi, I'm Samuel from Malaysia.
Hi, I'm Neeraj from India.
Hi, Prashant from India.
Hello, buddy. It's Mukhtar here from Bangalore, India.
Hi, Vani from Texas, US.
Hi, Benson
Hi, Shashank from Pune, India.
Hi, it's Benson from Bangalore, India.
Hello, this is Mohan
Hi,
from India.
myself Dharni from Singapore.
Yeah, hi, this is Vikas from Bangalore.
Hi, this is Diego Umba from Colombia.
Hi, this is Priyal from India.
Hi, this is Arshad from India.
Okay, everyone, it's great. Thank you for your introductions.
So this is Sahil Kumar Sahu from India.
This is Bilal from Dubai.
Nice. Do we have people from exotic locations like Antarctica or, I don't know, Iceland, maybe?
Hello, this is Sahil Kumar Sahu from India.
Hi, I'm from very exotic village in Germany, from Eckental.
Wild.
But you're a lucky guy. I didn't hope that you will join because
Yeah, I didn't get place, and then I just tried my luck, and somehow after 10 minutes maybe I went through this firewall of Google Teams, and now I see 173 people in Teams.
Yeah,
including myself.
still, I'm admitting people every single second, I guess.
Yeah, hi Karen, Supriya from India. And yeah, I think Google Meet has auto skill. It has updated.
And this is Sahil Kumar Saw from India.
Yeah, welcome, welcome.
This is Mohammed Zalina from India.
Hi, Karen. So are we waiting for someone to start the presentation right now?
Yeah, Vijay, were you able to get your...
I don't know if it sounds good or not. It will be better to start the presentation. Yes.
Hi, all. Prem is going to take care of the session. Hi, Prem. Are you able to hear me?
Start the presentation right now?
Yeah. Try able to get your...
I don't know if it sounds good.
Yeah, there was an advice in the chat. If you have problems with your connectivity, maybe it makes sense to turn off your camera. It should work better. This is actually what I did to be better audible and available for the conversation. So yeah, do we have Prem here, our professional in Terraform Associate?
He is there, but I think we are not able to hear him. Prem, are you able to? Can you speak again?
Karen, can you try to unmute Prem? He is saying he is getting some issues while turning on mic.
Hello?
Yeah, Prem.
Yeah, Prem, we can hear you now. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Prem. Go ahead.
Really? Okay, I think it got connected with my mobile, so my headset was removed in use. I think I need to grab my headphone. Just a second, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, great. In a yesterday's call, we had one member who were tuning in from his shopping with his wife. So nothing new to us, you know. He was displaying like the whole shopping mall during the conversation. So
that can be dangerous. If you are too deep in the conversation, you cannot realize how much your wife will buy this time.
Yeah, it's a multitasking, you know, doing shopping and presenting at a meetup.
He have to buy anyway, so he cannot talk.
Yeah. Somebody is writing in the chat, let's start the session without wasting the time. But we are not wasting time. This is the session, you know. It's going on already. Just we don't have any agenda. We are just coming together, discussing stuff. Everyone is free to speak and to write.
I would like to discuss something about Terraform later on, especially the 0.13. But later on, it's a very good thing that I realized because I was using TerraGrunt, and 0.13 solved a good problem. But I'll discuss it later on.
Okay. Yeah.
Who was that about TerraGrunt? Hello, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, loud and clear. Cool. Hi, everyone. Prem here from Amsterdam, Netherlands.
Hi, Prem. Can you start with very basic thing? Like, consider we have stupid people like me in the call, you know, who have no idea about what is Terraform, what it's all about, what can you do with this? Can you just start with some basics, explain it in a very understandable way what it is?
Yeah, I will try. I was not prepared for this, so I sort of joining as a participant, but then it all turned out to be like this, but that's fine. Yeah, so Terraform, basically it comes under the category of infrastructure as code, right? So it's an IAC tool, but we have like a lot of other IAC tools like Ansible, Chef, Puppet, Substack, and so on and so on. I mean, so forth and so on. But Terraform is meant especially for provisioning. Yeah, so yeah, it can do some sort of configuration management at the end, but it natively doesn't support any sort of configuration management thing by its own. So it needs certain provisioners to do that, or else you can integrate with some sort of additional components like Ansible. You can integrate Terraform with Ansible to do some configuration management. But in short, Terraform is especially meant for provisioning stuff. Yeah, so you can provision anything you want in cloud. Containers, Kubernetes, and even in on-prem. So if you have like a specific API to reach to your end service, then yeah, so that's good for Terraform to provision something on your platform. Yeah. So basically, Terraform is created by HashiCorp. So it was launched in the year of 2016, I believe, if I'm not wrong. And initially it started as an open source project. Right now they have like 3 different flavors of Terraform. Where they have like Terraform OSS, which is like open source, and trust me, OSS is like more than enough to run a big enterprise setup. Yeah, so you need not to go for enterprise system or cloud, but then this OSS is more than enough. And on the other hand, we have like Terraform Cloud. It's an cloud-based service. So, but then that underlying component is same as Terraform OSS, which is like open source product, and they also have Terraform Enterprise. And when you're like actually getting into an exam point of view, you should know the difference between all the 3 components. That is like really needed. Yeah. So you need to understand like what sort of additional features you're gonna get in Terraform Cloud, or else what are the additional features you're gonna get in Terraform Enterprise compared to OSS. Yeah.
Okay, Prem, let me just quickly summarize the introduction. So basically whenever you hear Terraform, it's always you have to associate it in your head with infrastructure as a code, right?
Yes and no. So, I mean, infrastructure as a code, yes, it's part of that category, but the functionality of that particular tool is something different. But to answer to your question, yes, it's part of that category.
Yeah, so one way to create our infrastructure, to put it together, would be in a very like classical or amateurish way, is to log into your cloud provider and put your instances like together and create kind of architecture, right? It's a classical way, or like old school.
Yes. So basically, right. I mean, let's compare this thing with Ansible. Yeah. So with Ansible, you need to. I mean, Ansible will execute all your steps in a sequential order. Yeah. Whereas in Terraform, there is no sequential order needed. Yeah. You may. So let's say, for example, you're trying to create an EC2 instance. So in order to create an EC2 instance, you need some specific network layer on top. Yeah. So first you need to have a network layer, and then you need to have maybe some security groups, and then you might have EC2 configuration. After that, you might have some disk associated to it, right? So this is how you will be creating your normal instance. But in Ansible, what you will do, right? You will declare everything in a hierarchical way. Yeah. So you will have your declaration of VNet at the top, or it's VPC at the top, and then subnet, and then your network security groups, and underneath you will have all your instance configuration. Whereas in Terraform, it's not like that. You can put place all your configurations in a random place, and Terraform is very sensible enough to know that logic when it compiles it. Yeah. So for example, it's not a literally compiled. So when you actually do a Terraform plan, it will show you like exactly what it's gonna create in your end platform, and during that plan itself, it will tell you like its execution steps. So what it's gonna create
Hi,
first.
Prem.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I think, do you have any presentation? It's difficult to
I
understand.
mean, I can give you guys, but then trust me, even I thought of joining as a participant, so I was asked to have this word. So I don't have any presentation, but if you guys want to see, I can show the stuff which I'm working on, or else like which I'm doing. That's what I can show you, but I don't have any PPT presentation or something like that.
Then that will help to us because we are the new from the Terraform perspective point of view. So we have some presentation front of us that will really means a lot for us, as I think.
Sorry, who's this? I mean.
Yeah, this is Mazzaviullah.
Yeah. Oh, so you want to see a presentation? I mean, Vijay or Karan, do we have any presentation, guys, which I can show?
This kind of meeting, as Karan has informed in earlier, it's kind of this meeting as like a just introduction. Probably we can have a next follow-up meetings or some kind of things for deep presentation. For today, we can have just a small introduction about the topic.
Sounds good.
Follow-up meetings, we can schedule it.
Much clear, much clear. Okay, only for the introduction session for the Terraform, that how does Terraform work as IAC, right?
Yes, you are right.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, if you guys really want to see the different something like that, then what I can do, right? I can literally take you to the Terraform website, and I can show you like how exactly it works, and I can just follow those patterns. Yeah.
Yes,
but
that will be a good option from Terraform website.
Okay. Then I can share my screen. That's not an issue. Okay.
I mean, I understand that you are.
I'm not able to share. I don't think like I have permission to share or something like that. Maybe
you should have. It's on in a. I don't know if you're on mobile or
no, I'm not on mobile.
Okay. So you have this button in the top. No, in the bottom right corner, stating present now.
I'm getting a message saying like, can't share your screen. Sorry, another has occurred when sharing.
Okay. Okay, strange. Okay.
Maybe I think like I need to disconnect and join back.
Yeah, you can try. You can try.
Okay. 2 minutes, guys. I will just disconnect and I will join back.
Okay.
If you don't mind, like I have a few presentations that I have done for my work. So if I can present it if you want.
Yeah, you can put the slides on. Let's have a brief look on them.
Yeah. Sorry, another occurred when sharing the screen. I think the permission is there, is it?
You also don't have a permission?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Karen, probably security might be preventing that. You can enable that. Let me try if I can.
Is there anything organizer only can share the screen?
We can share our screen. I tried and it worked for me.
Yeah. It is working for me as well.
Yeah. So I don't think so. That's a problem. There is no security reason because as I am a user, I can, then definitely others can also.
I think Google has no security reason.
Now it's working. Now it's working. So can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yes, Vignesh, we are able to see.
Okay. Yep. So what I can say is that Terraform is as Karen said, is an infrastructure as a code. But the one good point of Terraform is an orchestration tool. So we have to see only on the orchestration part. That is what Terraform is. So when we see Terraform, it is an open source infrastructure as a code tool created by a company called HashiCorp. It enables user to define the provision data. So that is what I'm mentioning. So it is used for provisioning the infrastructure to the data structure. So how we can implement is using the HCL language. So HashiCorp has developed their own HashiCorp configuration language where we can able to write the code to provision the infrastructure on any platform, any cloud platforms. So they also have optional JSONs, but it is not recommended in my experience. But not of the not options is there. So it's best to go with HCL so that we have a lot of package things. So I won't cover Ansible here because Ansible, I can on top level I can say Ansible is an kind of an configuration management tool. So it is a good combination when you are using both for the infrastructure automation. So let's compare with all the infrastructure market. So infrastructure as a code have Chef, Puppet, CloudFormation, Ansible, Terraform, Azure Resource Manager, Google Cloud Manager. All these are infrastructure as a code. But when you come into kind of an orchestration, each cloud has their own orchestration tool. Example, if you see Azure Resource Manager is an Azure orchestration tool. If you go to Google Cloud, then Google also have a deployment manager. If you go to AWS, AWS also have CloudFormation. So one disadvantage of using into the native IaaS infrastructure, you can only use for that particular cloud infrastructure. Example, if you build a code on CloudFormation, you can only use on AWS. If you build a code on a deployment manager, you can only use on Google. What is the advantage of Terraform? It is in multi-cloud. So once you build, sorry. Yeah. So once you build the code, you can use it for you can use the code for multi-cloud infrastructure, either AWS or GCP or Azure, any kind of cloud-based data center. So one more is stateful.
Vignesh, I have one question.
Yeah.
So Ramesh here from Bangalore.
Yeah,
so,
hi, Ramesh.
Yeah, so this Terraform is only used for cloud or it can be used for VM as well?
In my
sorry to pitch in, I can say that answer. So even you can use everything. I mean, like if it is related to infrastructure, you can go ahead with Terraform. You can spin up VMs, you can spin up the Docker containers with the Terraform, and they have almost. I mean, like you have got almost like all of the cloud-based infrastructure can be provisioned with Terraform, and in addition to that, you can have the network automation, all the, I mean, like infrastructure. Name the infrastructure you can, I mean, like provision with that Terraform using that providers and the modules which are inbuilt with Terraform.
Just
Or
want to say
moreover,
one
you
thing.
can also use it
Yeah,
in your
right.
data centers.
Yeah,
Just-
we make it short, right? So Terraform uses the internal API method to call all the providers. So these are the list of providers that Terraform supports. So if you want to build anything on these providers, you can use the Terraform to make it. So where it makes the major role is on the networking and also the cloud automations on these providers like Alibaba, AWS, GCP, Microsoft. So these are the main things. And also you can use for network automation, like provisioning the firewall rules, or maybe the what is it called, Palo Alto. Most of the things they are supported.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. Could you please start the session? The question maybe we can connect later, so we could get the information. Please mute everyone.
Okay, so what is member stateful? So what I'm saying stateful is if you provision any infrastructure, so you need to have a backlog record. So example, if you created a VM using Terraform, so the Terraform will always have their your history as a state. So that is where it is used. So example, what I can say is you are creating a 2 VM. And then after few days, you want to add on another one VM. So if you use any other orchestration tools like Ansible or any other tool, if you do the same code again, it will provision 2 VM instead of adding 1 VM again. So that is what stateful. So when you use Terraform, if your existing infrastructure is already 2, and then if you put the for loop condition for 3, it will just create 1. So that is the top level of what is Terraform. So I'm good with the GCP, so I will just go with the GCP. How we can able to provision the GCP.
Vignesh, just a second. I just want to add something to your previous statement. So there is no direct if-else condition in Terraform. Yeah, so we cannot have a direct if-else statement in Terraform. And to answer to the another question, which was asked by someone regarding the VM. So if it is on-prem, you will be able to still provision something in your on-prem environment, but then it depends. It depends in the sense like you need to create your custom providers. Yeah. So Vignesh just started with that page where he showed you like some list of custom providers. So those providers are nothing but bridge between your Terraform script or else like your Terraform to the end provider or else like cloud. Let's say, for example, if you have Azure or GCP or AWS, this particular provider makes the connection between your Terraform script to that particular end resources. Yeah. And let's say if you want to provision something in your on-prem, you need to. Okay, your voice is not audible. Guys, can you hear me now? Hello?
Frame, your voice is audible, but it's a bit low. If you can,
Yeah,
talk
it's
near
low.
the microphone.
Okay, it's because you guys can hear. I mean, I can hear in. Just 1 second. Hello? Better now?
No, same.
It is low. It is low.
Is it good now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay, good. What I was saying, so basically all this provider, it's kind of an authentication bridge. Yeah, so you have your Terraform script and you have your cloud providers, and you need a method to authenticate and to speak to that end providers, right? That's for or else providers in the sense like to provision something on cloud. You need an authentication method, and you need those APIs, or you need the end cloud in a correct way. So this providers acts in that acts as a bridge for that. Yeah, and so again, going back to the same VM question, let's say this is like list of Terraform supported providers. There are like 79 to 80 plus supported providers, and there are also like a lot of custom providers. Vignesh, can I just or else can I take over, Vignesh, if you don't mind? Yeah, thanks.
Frame, is it possible to explain a bit how these providers work?
Yeah, I'm going to do that, but for some reason I cannot share my screen. Still, I don't know why. Okay, it's not allowing me. Maybe can I get some access or something like that? It's a bit annoying. I can't literally share my screen, guys. I don't know why.
Do you have a
Just try.
content? Probably we can help. We can probably
You
share
are
it.
presenting a screen. Okay.
Hey, Prem.
Yep. Guys, can you see my screen? I don't know which
Yes,
screen
yes.
you.
Yes,
Okay.
we can.
Yes, Prem.
Someone is sharing.
Someone else is sharing.
Yeah, I think someone took over.
Hey, someone Akil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Akhil Jahagirdar. Please
Yeah,
stop sharing, brother.
now Prem, now your screen is visible to us. Please go ahead.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, it's gone back. Yeah, please. I think now.
Yeah. Okay, so these are like Terraform supported providers. Yeah, so basically like all these providers are given by their end resource itself. Let's say, for example, this is Azure. So Azure maintains this thing. And we also got like a lot of custom providers, which is over here. And this is like not literally supported by Terraform,
but then it is like community maintained providers, so which act as a bridge between Terraform to that end resource. Let's say, for example, the best one will be like Azure DevOps. Yeah, actually, they have. I think they haven't updated this document yet. Even last session when I was giving to my Telegram group, we did discuss about this. So it was already approved, or else it got promoted to the supported provider list. But still, we are seeing it under community list. So basically, if you go here, it will actually okay. No.
Your entire screen is not presenting to us. That what you are searching now, that is visible, but the screen, I think it is only for me or other guys. I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm presenting my whole screen. I don't know.
Yeah, same with me. I can't see it. We can see your face frame, but we can't see your presentation.
You can go to the presentation and pin it.
No, because
Guys,
you
you
need
have to
to.
pin, yeah, you have to pin Prem, then you only you'll be able to sync.
Exactly. You need to change your, grid.
Prem, can you, sorry guys, can you stop presenting and then start presenting again? Maybe it will take over the whole screen. Let's try it.
Fine.
Otherwise, the other option is, you can change the layout on the right bottom corner. There is an option. You can go to change layout and then people who are not able to see the presentation.
Yeah, but we need it also in the stream. So basically, one person when one person, yeah, now it looks great. Yeah, now we can see your screen. Yeah, amazing.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
now we can see. Now we are able to see your screen.
okay, guys. Unless please let me speak. If you have any doubts, only then turn on your mic. Else, please go on mute. Yeah. And yeah, so this is what it is. Like provider, it just needs your access credentials, or else basically your credentials in terms of Azure. You can also create a service principal. So basically, just an authentication details. Yeah. So you're giving an authentication details to this provider, and this provider. Hello. Cool. So this you're giving authentication details to this provider, and when you run your Terraform script, this Terraform script will use this authentication credentials to speak to the end resources. Let's say, for example, in terms of Azure, so it takes like access key and secret key, or else secret ID to speak to the Azure ARM, and Azure ARM manages everything underneath. Yeah. So basically, like okay, this is important details. Terraform doesn't directly go and speak to any cloud provider by its own. Let's say if you want to launch certain things on the cloud, it doesn't matter which cloud it is, AWS or Azure, it cannot directly go and speak to its end resources. Yeah, it will go and speak to, let's say, in terms of AWS, it will go and speak to cloud formation first, and cloud formation makes a call to all its resources underneath. Yeah, the same way in terms of Azure, Terraform will speak to Azure RM, and RM maintains everything for you. But then ultimately, your state, your configuration details, everything will be given to, or else you will be seeing it in Terraform. But in reality, it's not like that. So Terraform doesn't directly interact with any of your end resources. Yeah, and that's how it works. So this acts as a bridge between your configuration. Configuration provision tool on the cloud side, as well as your script on your local side. Yeah, that's a key thing. And we also had a bit of discussion around three flavors of Terraform: OSS, Enterprise, and Cloud. And in Cloud, you have in Cloud and Enterprise, you have like a lot of additional features where you can implement RBAC, role-based access for who need to control what. You can directly integrate with VCS. With OpenShift product also, it's possible, but then you need to have some sort of an CI tool. Let's say, for example, Jenkins. Yeah, so you cannot directly integrate Terraform with GitHub. So you need some sort of a provisioning tool as a middle layer, so you can have Jenkins for that. You can integrate GitHub with Jenkins, and then you can make use of Terraform to provision something for you. So it all works in that way. Whereas if you move to cloud or else enterprise, Terraform has direct integration with it supports direct integration with all the VCS tools. Yeah, it also gives Sentinel by default. So Sentinel, it's an compliancy vulnerability tool, so it can actually check all the compliancy checks for you on the fly. That's one thing. And what else? So it can have the trace of all your state files. Of course, even here you can maintain, but then there it's much better, So it saves in your own space. It will not leave outside, and the entire traffic, that is like the entire connection traffic is encrypted in cloud and enterprise. Whereas here in on-prem, it's not like that. Yeah, but trust me, in the open source, it's like it's more than enough to handle like any sort of big implementation. So till now, I'm using only OSS, and it's like working perfectly fine for me. So even though like I have experience with cloud and enterprise, I never did any huge implementation with that, or else I never seen like any big organization to immediately go for those things unless until they want to implement some sort of fallback and those sort of things in place. Maybe like for example, SAP has enterprise version in my experience, but other than that, in most of the customers, I just used OSS. I never used any other components. Um, and so, yeah, since we are discussing about providers, there are like two important details which we want to understand. It's this version, and there is one more version which is on your Terraform side. Yeah. So both these versions are like kind of a closely coupled thing. Yeah. For example, one of the best scenario which I'm recently facing, it's like the Azure RM is completely maintained by Azure. Yeah. So in case if they are upgrading their version, you also need to upgrade in your script. Yeah, that's literally needed. Reason being, let's say with 1.38 version, if you're provisioning something in Azure, and if they change those API mechanism, and if they enhance the version of the particular provider, if you still run with the old version provider, it will not work. Yeah, so for that reason only, right, you need to upgrade the version. Maybe I can also show you an example which I
Prem, one quick question.
Yeah.
So during the upgrade of the provider's plugin, so what will happen to the other projects which is referring to that like resource?
See, it's a
Will
good
it get
question.
affected?
Yeah, exactly, it will get affected. In the sense, I can literally show you that. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, thank you.
So basically, like it all happens with an API call, right? If the parameters are changed, if the entire resource declaration is changed, then you will not be able to provision something. Or else, even if you provision also, right, the end provider, or else in terms of Azure, the Azure RM will not know what sort of parameter you are passing and what instruction you are giving to Azure RM to provision. So it will not know because the declaration on the Azure side is changed. So if that is the case, you definitely need to change it in your script as well. That's what I said. So there are like two things. If it is something related with your Terraform, if so right now like Terraform 1.3 is going to come up. So
Prem,
when you have
Prem Ramesh. So for if anything changes on cloud, so we need to upgrade the plugins or we need to upgrade the Terraform.
it's two different things. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if it is like on the cloud side, then you definitely need to upgrade your script. You need to change all your declarations and everything. If it is something related to your Terraform, you need not to worry about it. So Terraform can still. I mean, I will literally show you a working example with that model. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, Prem. That there is some like I have some confusion about that. The Terraform upgrade is another part, and I'm a bit confused about what script we are going to change the version at the term of the script. If we are talking about the Terraform script, we are going to change the version of the Terraform script or what?
Yes. So you're gonna literally change the declaration of your resources or else of the data components. I'll show you. So if you can you guys see my screen? So I have opened Visual Studio.
Yeah, just
So
increase the font.
okay, I know. So big. So good.
Yeah, better.
Okay. So if you see here, the version of this particular Terraform, I mean, of this particular provider which I'm referring is, I'm just giving a parameter saying like, okay, equal to or greater than 2.5. Yeah. And what it does, right? So initially, so it's a storage thing. Okay. Let's take this AKS cluster because it's a classic one. Okay. So if you see here, this particular block, yeah, with older version, with Terraform provider of for Azure with version 1.38, they had some sort of a different declaration for this particular resource component or its resource block. Yeah, this is called the resource block, and this is actually provisioning and cluster along with setting node pools. Yeah, so till 1.38, what they had, right? They had this sort of common resource, I mean, cluster creation block, and underneath they had a different node pool configuration, which is part of the same block itself. Yeah, so they didn't have any special resource block for node pools. If you guys worked with AKS, then you will know this, what exactly I'm saying, like what is meant by cluster and what is meant by node pools and stuff. If you don't know, then it's like Azure concept. It has nothing to do with Terraform. Yeah, so I'm just trying to take this as a classic example because I recently faced this issue. So it will be like much easier for me to explain to you guys. And so if you see here, with the latest version, what happened, right? They have literally changed the format of declaring this configuration. Yeah. So they made this sort of parameter as a default one. So I was literally forced to change my script, and I want to like I remodified the whole setup, and I created a separate resource block for all my node tools. So if you see here, I have created a separate resource block for each node tools. Whereas in the previous version with 1.38 till 1.38, everything will come under this cluster block itself. They didn't have any special block for node tools. Yeah, that's one thing. And even with the latest one, they have come up with a new concept. I mean, this is like a mandate block, which is like default node pool. And this one they have introduced as a new thing, and it is kind of a mandate one. In case if I'm not declaring this value, it will not allow me to provision something, or else like my script itself will not get validated. Yeah, so that's a issue. I mean, it's an upgrade in the Azure side. So when something is getting upgraded in the Azure side, by default, the provider will also get upgraded. Yeah. So when there is an upgrade happened with your provider, you definitely need to see whether it is impacting your script or not. In case if there is an impact on your script, you definitely need to update. That's one thing. And there is one more thing. So right now, if you guys see on the Terraform website portal, they might have already changed all this sort of declaration. So I mean, with the new version, you need not to do anything like this. Let's say, for example, so with the new version, I can directly give like this. I need not to have this sort of declaration. This sort of declaration in the sense like double quotes, dollar. I mean, I need not to give any of this thing. I can directly give this, and it's well and good. It will work fine because this is like upgrade version of Terraform. It has nothing to do with your provider, so which is like Azure. Yeah, but I'm still referring to my old way of working. Reason being, I feel like this is more, clean rather than this because okay, it's like A is equal to B, but this actually gives me a feeling like I'm writing some sort of code. Yeah, so even though like it's part of infra, I feel like okay, I'm writing some sort of an application code. So it just gives me that feeling. Yeah. So I always interested in following this sort of pattern than this. But even though like I'm following the old pattern, when I'm executing my Terraform script, let's say for example, when I'm executing my Terraform plan, what it will show, right? It will show us a warning, but it will not show an error. Whereas if there is a change in your provider, it will literally show you an error. It will not show you warning. There are like two different things. Can you guys follow me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So basically, one thing which you guys need to understand, it's like, right, when there is a version upgrade to your provider, you need to definitely change it, else your script will not work. If there is let's say minor change or like the version change with your Terraform, it's totally up to you whether you want to upgrade or not. Yeah, that's one thing. But there will be also a scenario, let's say for example, let's say Azure RM, they have increased the version to 3.2 or something like that, 3.2.0, and you are still running your Terraform version with Terraform like 0.11, something like that. Yeah, and if that is the case, your Terraform will not support that particular provider. You will be like literally forced to upgrade to the latest version. Yeah. So those sort of scenario also will happen. So there are like two ways to tackle it. Either without doing much change to your script, you can do this. You can do this. See, if you see here, right, all other commands, you can actually use this command Terraform upgrade. It will upgrade your Terraform version. Yeah, you can also do it in this way, or else for the first time ever, I'm also following a different pattern like this. So you can create a version.tf file, and you can specify an version declaration where you can say like, okay, Terraform, this is, I mean, this particular script needs to run on this particular version, and when you run Terraform, it will do everything for you at the backend. So there are like ways to handle it. Yeah, but there are like three scenarios here. When there is a major upgrade to your providers, you need to change your scripts, you need to upgrade. If there is a change to your Terraform libraries, you need not to worry about it. But when there is a major difference between your provider and your Terraform version, you will be definitely asked to upgrade your Terraform version. So during that point in time, you can handle those upgrade in like a lot of different ways. Either you can uninstall your Terraform from your local system or like from your system, and then you can install your latest version, or else you can use this command. Terraform does this for us, or else you can also have an version.tf file where you can have your version declaration, and yeah, it will be done during the runtime. Yeah. So
One question I have, I have a question here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Anudeep. I have a question here regarding, I mean, you mentioned like Terraform talks to the cloud providers, like it's be it AWS CloudFormation or Azure ARM templates.
Yeah.
So can I get the reference for this? Because I was just going through the documentation. I do not find any reference to this. And also see there is providers for CloudFormation as well. So if Terraform talks to CloudFormation, then why there is a need for CloudFormation provider as such?
Okay. Of course, there is no like official document page or something like that. But then if you actually read very deep into it, then you will come to know. Or else, I mean, I'm not sure on which cloud provider we are working on. Sorry.
Sorry, if you go to the Amazon provider module in GitHub, you will see the API calls.
Okay, thanks, man.
Yeah, most of them, most of the providers have API calls, right? And there's also community driven. These are the official ones. There's also community driven. There's also, I can share with you, a Domino's Pizza. So if there's a one done by Domino's Pizza, if you run it, you'll get Domino's. You get a pizza at your home. Somebody did it as a hack day. But so the community. There's also a community of providers and official one. The community providers are a lot.
Yeah, but those things are like not literally supported by Terraform, but then you can still use it. That's an example I gave, like when we started our session, right? Let's say if you have your own on-prem cloud or like private cloud, and for that you don't have any sort of providers available in market, right? But if you have an API capability for that particular system, you can create your own custom provider and you can use that to provision anything by using Terraform. Yeah, and
Yeah.
as Ibrahim
Hi,
mentioned, yeah.
hi. I just want to add on here. There is a command, Terraform input. Suppose we have a cloud formation code or ARM template code. If we want to use in Terraform, we have a command Terraform input. We can import that code, cloud
Who's this?
formation code to Terraform. Then we can able to do it. If I'm not wrong.
No. I mean,
Friend.
it's import or input. I mean, it's not clear to me. So, are you saying like import or input?
It's an input, I guess.
No,
Input.
input. IMPORT.
Okay, so
Terraform
that's a
input.
different thing. It's not for that reason. Import is for something else. Let's say, for example, I have
The manually created resources can be imported
I
using
think we are merging a lot
Terraform
of things
import.
together. We are
Exactly.
talking about the service provider. We are talking
Wonderful.
about the import all those things. So we should focus one by one. I think.
Hello.
Okay.
You can continue, Prem.
Prem, go ahead. Prem, go ahead.
Yeah.
Prem,
Okay. Thanks.
please increase the font size. There are people are saying they cannot. It is not visible from YouTube reporting.
Okay, so I'm not presenting anything now. Just a second. Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay.
It's clear. It's clear.
Okay.
Thanks.
So, everyone, let me shortly jump in. Prem, how are you doing?
Good.
Great. Thank you for your presentation. It's a kind of introduction to Terraform, and we have recording going on, so everyone who is curious to look at and watch it in details can see the recording also. But now I have this insider information that you have actually passed this Terraform Associate. Is it correct?
Me? Karan, are you asking me?
Yes, yeah, I'm asking Prem right now.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Great.
When was it?
Okay, last month. Yeah, somewhere like last month.
Oh, so it's very fresh.
I mean, even the exam itself is fresh. It's just like 2 months old exam. So they launched this certification in the month of April end. So it's not that old exam.
That's amazing. Can you share some information specifically on the exam? Any tips, any insights?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, okay, fine. See, I have been working with Terraform for like past 6 months or 6 to 8 months, guys. I mean, but I worked with Terraform like extensively. Yeah, so I did like a lot of automations around this, and I integrated Terraform with a lot of other tools like Ansible, and I played with like a lot of components as well. Let's say getting the facts from Ansible and then using it with Terraform, and then provision something with Terraform and then use it with Ansible. And I have also integrated Terraform with a lot of other components from HashiCorp itself. Let's say, for example, Packer. So I provisioned VMs, images in Packer and then imported using Terraform. So I had like very good amount of hands-on, to be frank. Yeah, and I just spent 6 hours for my studies. So for my exam. So I think I registered my exam around 11:30 CET at night, and the very next day I took my exam. So basically, like how it works, right? You need to first register for your exam. You need to buy the exam slot. Exam voucher or something like that. And then the next step will be like you need to book your slots. And during that point, during that slot time, someone will call you. So it's kind of a Zoom link. It's not literally Zoom thing, but then I mean, just imagine like it's kind of a Zoom call. Yeah, someone will call you, so they will be watching you or else like monitoring you, and you need to write. And on the preparation side, I just spent like 6 hours because Terraform. It's like, I mean, I thought they will have a lot of tough questions, but then trust me, it was like, I mean, to me, I mean, I thought in a very different way, but the exam was like very easy. It was not that tough at all compared to other exams. Like even I have faced Ansible before, but it was not like Ansible. So it was like very easy exam. If you have like good amount of hands-on, and if you have used all sort of Terraform commands, then you will trust me, you will definitely pass this exam. Yeah.
So, Prem, I have one question here.
Yeah.
This is Gaurav. Yeah. So, were there any labs in the exam, or is it MCQs?
No. It's all okay. There is no labs first of all, but then in order to crack this exam, you definitely need to do like lot of hands-on. There is no dumps, so guys don't ask dumps. There is no dumps because this exam is like brand new, and just follow the study guide. Even though like the study guide will say like 46 hours or 48 hours, but trust me, those hours also calculated based on the amount of time you need to. Yeah, I mean you need to do your hands-on. Let's say for, I mean they have a lot of lab subjects, so they also calculated hours for that. But you can come if you are good at Terraform, if you are already being using Terraform for like 1 year or something like that, you can directly crack this exam. So it's not that difficult at all. Yeah, and yeah.
Is Terraform Cloud in the exam too?
Yes, exactly. So that's where I started, right? So you need to know what the difference between all three components: OSS, Terraform Cloud, and Enterprise. You literally need to know like what are the additional features you will get in three things. Let's say in terms of Enterprise, you need to know like what are the additional features they're gonna give you compared to your OSS. So basically, like don't compare much thing between cloud and Enterprise because initially, like before they launched Enterprise, they had Terraform Cloud. Yeah, so Terraform Cloud, I mean Enterprise is kind of okay. If I want to put it in this way, Terraform Cloud it's hosted in their platform somewhere in their system, and Terraform Enterprise can be hosted in your platform itself with all sort of same features. Yeah, let's say if you have your own private cloud, then you can get Terraform Enterprise, and it can be installed everything on your local machine. I mean, local cloud itself. Or else, if you're fine to get into some sort of cloud system, you can go for open source cloud system. Then you can go for Terraform Cloud. Or else, if you don't want to go to either of this category, you can still have Terraform installed on your let's say base management machine, and then you can provision everything from that with open source itself. So you need to know the difference of all these three components, and so the versioning thing which we discussed, you need to know like the difference or else the functionality of the versioning, and this things it's like literally important, you know. So these parameters, we need to know like what exactly these parameters will do because that is important. And when we speak about exam, so I got like multi-choice questions, filling the blanks, and a lot of command questions. I need to fill certain commands. So it was like that. So I mean, it was like there is no labs. So I just had all sort of flavors, filling the blanks, and there is no scenarios as such. But then, yeah.
So sorry. The study guide I saw it's 6 hours and 55 minutes here from them.
Yeah, exactly.
From your experience passing the exam, is the study guide from them very good or not?
No, actually, it's. I mean, it's far better than anything you will get in the internet.
Okay.
I have a question for Prem about pattern of questions. So are they provider specific or are they more general?
I didn't get you. Can you try in a different way?
What I meant is the questions in the exam, are they provider specific like for AWS, Azure or GCP, or
No,
are they
no.
more general in sense?
Okay, no, actually, they are not. I mean, it will not be like on specific cloud provider. It will not be like that. Maybe like if
Okay.
you guys, watch certain videos, they might be targeting on a specific cloud provider, or else even the study guide. I think like they will be following AWS cloud, but then in exam it will not be like that because it will be like more general. Even I was under assumption, so I was also under the same assumption. I thought like okay, it will be more on AWS because my previous project was with AWS, but right now I'm completely with Azure. I thought like, okay, I need to learn AWS or else like do some hands-on with AWS. I was in Dynamo, but then when I actually appeared for the exam, it was like more generic. So you need not to concentrate on a specific cloud problem.
Okay.
So, Prem,
Good.
do we have any kind of case studies in the exam?
There is no case studies as such, but then there will be like kind of a fill in the blanks question thingy. Like let's say, uh, okay, so there will be a scenario saying like you want to, so your state file got corrupted or something like that, and what will be the command to how does it like recover it or something like that, or else
So it
what
would be more kind of a troubleshooting thing.
exactly. So it's more on that sort of scenarios. It's not actually like they will not give you a typical scenario based question. So it will be like some sort of choose the best answer or it's like filling the blanks. So they will just state like what it is and you just need to fill the commands which you will use to mitigate those issues. Something like that. Just try to learn this sort of commands like then because this are like important things.
Hi, Prem.
Yeah.
Hi, I wanted to know, how the basically Terraform behaves. You said that it works. It's different from Ansible. Like you mentioned that Ansible works in a procedural way, and this Terraform works in parallel way. So I wanted to know how many parallel connection does it open while communicating with the cloud APIs. So do you have any idea about that?
Parallel connection.
Yes, I mean, how many parallel connections does it open to communicate
Basically,
cloud
does it
APIs?
make okay? It's based on your providers, yeah. So it will not literally make like a lot of parallel connection because even though like you provision on multiple regions, everything will happen via this single provider.
Okay,
Yeah.
just suppose I'm talking about GCP, or you can just suppose I'm talking about GCP. Then, I mean, is it something which is you can say which is blocked, or you can say which is something defined from the cloud provider's ends, or it is something which is decided by the Terraform?
See, okay, it's decided by your provider. That's how I can say. Let's say, for example, if you are having like multi-cloud, if you want to launch something on Azure as well as something on GCP, yeah, then what you will do, right? You will declare two providers. Then it's kind of a parallel connection. It will launch in both the places, yeah. But if it is like one single cloud, and if you have like multiple accounts, let's say multiple regions, so you want to launch in West Europe as well as in North Europe at the same time, the call will be traveling through one single endpoint. So with this provider, it will go and speak to your, what to say, ARM. That's how it works. So it's not like there is not such concept called parallel connection or single connection or something like that.
Okay, so
Basically, decides based upon your provider.
That it works in a serial way, right?
Yeah. No, I mean,
Okay.
serial
See,
way for the
I wanted
connection.
to know what if I am working on a bigger scalable infrastructure. That's I want to spin up more than 10,000 instances at a time, or 10,000, you can say 1,000 cluster Kubernetes cluster. So I wanted to know how much time does it take? I mean, is it something which is dependent on the cloud provider side?
Exactly. See, basically, right. If you are launching something with Lambda using Terraform, it will take like minimum 25 minutes. This is not decided by Terraform. It is the capability of your cloud provider. So it is done by AWS. Terraform has nothing to do there. It's just an orchestration tool. So it will just provision something for you.
So okay, fine. When we are comparing this with Ansible, you said Ansible is working in a process way. We can also make it to work in a parallel way. We can define multiple forks for that, and then it works in a parallel way. So is it possible to do the same thing in this mechanism?
Yeah, it possible. So there is a parameter called depends on. So you need to declare like this particular resource. It depends on the previous one. So it will wait until the previous one is executed, and it's other way around. Even when you terminate, yeah, it will look for the connection. It's possible. So you need to play with the logic.
See, I think depends on is something which is something dependent on the infrastructure side.
Exactly.
Waiting for something is, I wanted to know by default the connection of Ansible is, I guess default connections are basically 5 in parallel. So if I want to increase them from 5, I have to define multiple forks for that, which increases to 20 if I'm defining 20. I want to know if it is possible to basically increase the parallelism in this tool, in Terraform basically.
To be frank, I haven't tried this, but as far as I know, like it
Okay,
basically depends on your provider.
try to answer this, Ankit. Maybe I mean we are talking about two different tools here. I mean you can use Ansible for like talking to too many servers, so it can open many connections to connect to the that many servers at the same time. So Terraform is something it talks to the cloud provider. So I mean these are two different things I would say.
Yes.
Even with Ansible, you can speak to one second.
But it uses your local host as your the connection it will open from your local host to the cloud provider. In case you're using Ansible for talking to a cloud provider.
Guys, it basically it depends on your connections. Yeah. So I mean, the same point. Just to add on something to what I missed his name. What he said.
Sorry,
yeah.
I just want to say thing. I was doing my cloud automation all with Ansible, and then I moved to Terraform. I just want to say one thing. Terraform for me was very good because the efficiency of the automation build was so good. You can do everything, meaning spinning up things in Ansible, you can. But Terraform in deployment is the best, and Ansible in configuration is the best because of the community and because of the scripts. And I will share with you this talk. It's by the Ansible CTO and the Terraform CTO together on Ansible conference. They're saying you can work together, but I am better in configuration, and Terraform saying I am better in deployment.
Exactly. And I mean, to answer to your question, Ankit, yeah. So basically, it depends on your provider. Let's say, for example, there are like multiple scenarios which you can do. Yeah, you may have multiple regions for the same provider. Then what you can do, right? You can create alias. So it will create, parallel connection. So it will create in both the places. But as we were discussing about Ansible, so you will be playing with your host files. So host files is different. The concept is different, and this one is totally different.
Okay, so fine.
So guys, I believe there's a parallelism flag as well, which can be used while applying the Terraform scripts. But then it is also not recommended. Yeah. By default, it is 10. So basically 10 nodes in the graph which can be processed concurrently.
So without using the alias, you are able to use in the parallelism. We are about using the provider many flag.
Okay, fine. I tried it on my own and we'll see how it is working in the backend. Thank you.
Hi Prem. I have one question, Prem.
Yeah.
Prem, actually, if we are creating some infrastructure in cloud, if the infrastructure someone is deleted, right? Then how we can recover that one?
Okay, so the deletion, if you're you have your state file, that's key thing. So you need to ensure like nothing is happening to your state file. On other side, if your infrastructure is deleted, then you will, when you launch it again, it will recreate. So you will not be able to get your resources on the same state or else same resource desired state. So it will be like reprovisioned because Terraform will see like, okay, this EC2 instance is not there, so I need to create one. It will do it in that way. You will not be able to recover the deleted system.
Yeah, suppose it's a something already installed, like so it is like we can consider it's a database instance. So in database instance, mistakenly it is deleted by someone. So in that case, how we can handle?
Yeah, that's what I said now. So basically, right, if you do it from your console side, you will not be able to get it back via Terraform. So Terraform will reprovision it for you. It will recreate.
Recreate with the whole backup, or it will newly create?
Depends on your declaration. So how you are asking Terraform to provision.
Okay, okay, fine. One more question. If we are attending Terraform Associate exam, so if someone will not able to clear one shot first time, in that case, the people can able to attend second time without payment or something. Do you have any idea?
You need to pay for it, and I think that you can leave here after 72 hours or something like that. I never checked that re-attempt part for any of my certification.
No, you have to pay for it again. That is
Reattempt is not allowed.
2 weeks.
No, re-attempt is allowed. That I know.
The free reattempt is not allowed.
Exactly. Free reattempt is not allowed with any of the certification as far as I know. But you can take your exam after 72 hours, I mean, something like that. But just double check. I never checked that one. I don't know.
Okay.
Hey, Prem, I have one question. Basically, I found the Terraform very vulnerable in handling the errors. Is there any way or a best approach to handle those errors?
Yeah, there are like multiple ways. So basically, if it is open, I mean OSS, which is like open source one, like the one which I'm using a tool called CheckOV. I'm not sure how many of you guys are aware of it. So I'm using on
Okay.
Okay, so I'm using this tool, and there is also another thing called. I mean, if you are into cloud and enterprise, then you can use Sentinel. So it's like natively supported tool. So you can just it just comes out of box. You can use it, and there are like a lot of other tools as well. So this CheckMobi, it's kind of a static analyzer tool for infra, and it also has a lot of what to say. You can customize it. You can give your custom policy, and you can ask the CheckOV to check on top of it. Maybe a small scenario will be like you have your S3, and you can create your S3 bucket with both. I mean, both permission, right? Public and private. So you can create a custom policy and give it to CheckOV. CheckOV just do whenever the bucket is created, it should be like a private. I mean, closed permission. If it is open, just throw an error and don't execute. So CheckOV will do it for you. It will produce a report. And if you want to see the reports, like I also have the reports with me.
Great.
So I have one more question, Prem. Actually, so when you went for the exam, right? When you went for the certification, was it only completely based on the hands-on that you worked, or is it also you went ahead and did some online courses, something?
No, man, no. I mean, to be frank, I didn't buy any course or something like that. I didn't watch any videos. So I mean, of course, my Telegram group guys, they shared me a link, which is like practice exam. I took the practice exam. So out of 3, I took like 2 exams, just to understand like what will be the question pattern or something like that, which is from Udemy. Yeah. And then I think after the second exam itself, I gotten certain ideas like how the question patterns will be and stuff. And I just went for it. I thought of like just giving a try, and I just went for it.
Right. So what are the attempts? What are the questions that you attempt? Do you have any particular you mentioned about Udemy, right? So do you have any author or someone from whom you recommend to go ahead and attempt?
Hi, Karen here. Let me jump in here. We have 3 offers from Udemy, which will be provided to our members for free right now. We have a book for preparation for the Terraform Associate, which is like regular price is $15, but our members got a special offer for $5. If you want to go for a book, go for it. But on top of it, you will get also 3 courses from Udemy for free from 3 different authors. You will be able to request the free voucher from HashiCorp. We will be collecting data right now. Let me just start sharing my screen.
Sure, that will be
Just a second. Before that,
I just have a question.
one second, guys. Let me finish up this Chekovi part.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So if you see here, I'm using this Chekovi as my static tool analyzer, and so I haven't done any customization for this. So it just checks based on its own policies. And if you can see here, it says like a four checks has been failed. Okay, four has been passed and one check has been failed. And it will also tell me like what are the things has passed and what got failed. Yeah, so it says there is an issue over here. So which I need to put it like private. So that's totally fine because I've opened it to internet recently for some of my implementation requirement. But you should make it like private, and then you need to take it via private endpoint. So this is one of the tools, and along with that, I'm also using a Terraform doc to prepare my documents. So which is this? I never prepare any document as such. I always use this tool to generate a document for me, and I also use Terraform Terraform Graph. Actually, now you can't see it, but then the graph has been generated. When you put it in the internet, you will see like the graph. And on top of it, I am also using one more tool called Code Adherent, which is like kind of, it's not open source, but then you can use it like effectively with their free trial itself. I'm using that tool, and that one will literally show you like the connections between one component to another component. Let's say if you have like huge scripts, so there was a scenario, right, where he wants to launch 1,000 clusters. So if there is like 1,000 clusters, you will not know like which one is speaking to which network layer, which one is speaking to which storage layer. So with that particular tool, you will literally see all the connections.
What's the name of the tool?
Prem, can you repeat the tool name?
Yeah, I will type it here. This is the one. Yeah, I can also show you how it works. Maybe I have an account, so yeah, I already integrated my workspace. So if I go here, boom, it should come now. If it is not coming, okay, I need to select my module and see, you can see here, right? So it will literally tell me like, okay, this particular provider. So, okay, one of the scenario we discussed about having multiple providers, right? If you see here, provider Azure RM, provider Power DNS. So I'm using two different providers, and this will tell you like, okay, this provider, it's not connected to anything, but this particular provider, I mean, it has two providers, and this is the main resource, and this main resource is connected to all these components, and this particular VM, it's connected to this network layer. And I mean, this is how you can see this thing, So I think I haven't completed the script yet. Maybe I deleted it. But then this is kind of an example. So you guys have an idea now, right? This is how it works.
Prem, one quick question, Jagan here.
Yeah.
So how are you managing secrets in your Terraform script? Because
Terraform
it is
secrets.
stored as a plain text, right? If you're
Okay, so it depends. I mean, of course, that's a good question actually. So if you have Terraform, I mean, if you pass your credentials, even if it is encrypted in the Terraform plan, you can literally see, or else in the state, you can literally see your credentials. That's one of the key questions in the exam point of view as well. So there are like ways to handle it. You can have Vault. So we are using Vault, and we also use Azure Key Vault. And when I was working with AWS, we also use AWS features for that. And then there is also a thing you can do it with. I mean, if you are using Jenkins or some other CNCD tool, you can also make use of that particular functionality, because in terms of Jenkins, everything is like kind of encrypted, right? So you will not see anything. When you add your credentials, it encrypts on its own, right? So you can also use that
AWS,
function.
how are you managing? Sorry, I missed that. In AWS, you said, right? Some way.
See, I think with AWS, it's Key Vault, right? We use that, but there also we had Azure DevOps and Jenkins. So we also used to place our credentials in both the places.
As AWS, it is Secrets Manager actually.
Okay, sorry, I missed it.
Guys, I think, sorry, for now, I think we have to stop the questions and answers just for now, because otherwise we will have no time for the other part. Prem, are you in our Slack, like generally, or not yet?
I think I recently joined.
Not right now, just generally.
I think
Are
yes.
you available, sir? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you, great. So you will be there. If anyone want to address you and ask some questions or anything, just feel free to join our Slack. We have links all over the place to invite links. But for now, thanks a lot, Prem, for the presentation. Maybe we will just we'll keep asking you even during this call. Right now, let me just please share the screen with some information for everyone. Okay, on the way. Let me please know once you can see anything from my screen.
I think I need to stop my presentation. We should be able to. Okay, I need to minimize my screen.
Now it's loading.
Yeah, I can see.
Karen, is it possible for you to give these two links in the chat?
Yeah, that will be better.
Yeah, for sure. This is like worst case, but let me also drop the links to the chat. We have two chats going on, so basically I have to drop it 2 times. Oh, the chat is somehow not responsive on my end right now. Let me share it first in the YouTube channel. People at YouTube, please stay still with your comments, because otherwise you will miss the links. And let's try again. Yeah, I can see the chat of the Google Meet call. Google Meet is struggling right now, I can tell you. It has 230 people, and actually once I tried to access it from another account, it said the room is full. So I don't know about 250 people capacity, but seems like at 230, 33, it's kind of already collapsing. So I hope you receive the links. I will just pass them a few times. The most important ones for you right now is the second one, the voucher request form. And we have a Google Doc. The first link is the Google Doc. Detailed instructions are available at blah, blah. So at this Google Doc, you will see a lot of information, a lot of offers for our community, which are available now and will be available for quite some time, like a few days, maybe even. So, but you have to really use this time while in this call. We have only half an hour left to fill out your request form for the voucher. I don't think HashiCorp expected this kind of demand. So we will have a conversation during the next week and we will see how it goes. But I will try my best to accommodate as many people, if not all, as possible. So in this request form, let me share with you. You still see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Great. So this is a very simplistic request form. You have to put your email down here. It just because, you know, we have to, they will contact you back. Your name, and put your full name, not like ABC or something like this. And link to your community profile. This is important because this is the only way we can prove that you are actually a community member. And how to find out this community, like your profile link? Let me show you right here. So I'm accessing right now on my desktop our community homepage at Meetup. You see, I'm here just as a member. And you see this drop-down button here. You are a member. Great. So once you click it, the first link on top will be your member profile. You can either already copy this link, or you can click on it and your member profile will open up. Oh, well, in this case, I am a nice lady, you know, called Marie Baumann, whatever. But nevertheless, you will see in the URL string here in your browser the exact link to your member profile. It is our community, link to our community, and then /member/members, actually members, plural, slash, and some word number here. So copy this link, please. You will need it for the form itself. And insert it here.
Sorry, can you link to your community profile what it means, because I lost the connection?
Yeah, especially for you. Once you go to the community homepage, it will be either GDG Cloud Nuremberg or Armenia Cloud Native community. We have only two communities here. The main one is probably most of you came here from GDG Cloud Nuremberg. So go to this community. You will see that you are a member. It has this confirmation here that you are a member. And you click on this drop-down box here. And the first link will actually guide you to your community profile at this specific group. We need a confirmation that you're a member of the group and not some just random person, you know. And you will see here since when you are a member, and it will just guide to your profile. You will need this link. Copy paste it. Now copy it at first, and then paste it, please, here in this field. Link to your community profile. This is really important. It is one of the mandatory fields.
Karen,
yeah.
Just
Yeah,
short
Vlad.
interruption. I have some messages in Slack. Some people, I got just 2 of them right now, are writing that access to Google Docs is restricted after they try to access the second link to the
Yes, first link is restricted.
Well, does anyone else experience?
Yes, Karen, I am also not able to
Yes.
access.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. So maybe what you can do, right? You can just show them hello. Maybe you can just show them the steps and share the link in your Slack group. Maybe they can take it offline.
That's strange because I already have received 560 responses and it's still counting.
Including myself, I also could send a request. I could access and send the request. I don't know why some people are not able.
Yeah, let me.
Was not able to do
Actually,
that.
form we can able to fill the form, but we can not able to open the document link. Form
We need
will
the access
fine.
to the document.
Ah, okay, got it.
Now I see you are talking about the first link, right? With the details.
Okay.
Yeah, details. Yeah, details is not accessible.
Now it's
When we are trying to request, is showing that could not request.
Yeah.
Also.
Sorry, guys and girls and everyone. I just it was by default restricted. So now everyone. I have
Now it's working.
people,
Yeah, now it's working.
Yeah, it works.
So I am also Karan. I am also not able to access the Google Doc.
I'm pretty sure now you can.
Okay, thanks you, Karan.
Yeah.
Okay,
Karen, now we are able to access the first link.
Okay, Karen, I have one question actually. So I'm a member of this Cloud Native Armenia and not GDC. So will that be valid, or it's mandatory to wear?
You should be. Yeah, you should be member of either of the groups. Either. So it either the main one or the secondary. But then put your profile of this specific group in the form.
Sure, got it.
I have a question. When we will get the voucher? Is it like immediate we'll get it, or how it is?
It's a very good question. I myself have this question as well. I will get in touch with people from amazing company HashiCorp, and since as soon as I will hear anything back, I will let you know, people. Our main communication channel, like for everyday communication, is Slack, and you will find the link to our invitation to our Slack all over the place. It's also in the Google document. But
So
as soon
in
as
which
I will
channel you
hear,
provide the information?
sorry, as soon as I will hear anything official from the company, any statement, anything, I will let you know officially, either as an email, most probably as an email.
So in which channel you will inform us? I see there are multiple channels are there, like Cloud AWS, achievements, announcement. So is there in a specific channel you will inform us about that?
Sorry, Pradeep, I couldn't really understand you. Can you repeat again?
So I log into your Slack channel, but there are multiple channels are there. So in which channel you will inform us regarding that?
You will know
in the general, right?
in general,
We will
yeah,
put
like
it in the general.
or in announcements. But once in the Slack, you will find the help. Don't worry about it.
Karen, I've got a very interesting hint from one of our Slack members. You should better disable editing of a document, because it could happen that someone will delete something by accident, you know.
I think it's only that you can comment in this document, and the commands are up to approval by the owner of the document.
Okay, then it's fine. Thanks.
Yeah, everyone, please don't put silly commands, only wise and smart commands. Only those will be approved. How everyone doing?
Hi, Karan. Can you put the Slack link on chat, please? I'm not getting the Slack channel link. Can you please?
Yeah, I will start spamming you with these links right now.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Karan, I have a question. I am able to see you are a member, but which one should I copy paste in the link profile?
See, who's that? I can answer it very easily. Just copy your
link to your comment.
Yeah, so that's fine. Just copy your account ID, and when you're filling your form, or else when you're filling submitting your voucher request, you will see a link. Yeah. So let's say if you're part of some specific Google meetup group, just copy that link, and at the end, just replace with your account ID. That's it. So don't make it more complex around the thing. Just copy your account ID from your profile, and then just fill the form, copy that link, change your account ID, and you're done. Just submit it.
Hey, Prem, can you share me this module that you generated the document?
Sorry?
Prem,
generating the document.
One after another.
You're generating plugin. Plugin name for the generate document.
Okay, maybe I can show you how you can fill that easily. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Please go on mute.
Please, guys, go on mute. We cannot.
Yeah, exactly. I cannot follow all of you. So I think I have filled it, but let me open in another browser. Okay, edit my response. Okay, this is how it is. Okay, that's my name. I filled my email ID, my name, and this one. Yeah, this is my meetup ID. Yeah, so my profile ID, and this is my group name. So what you can ideally do, right? Just copy this particular URL, and instead of this number, change it with your own account number, or else like account ID. That's it. So you need not to copy the whole thing from getting into a group or something like that. Just open your meetup group or else meetup profile, then click on your profile. There you will see your account ID. Take that, copy that account ID, and fill it like this, and you're good to go.
So Prem, the voucher can be received by email. Am I right?
That's not. I mean, I think the question. This question is for Karan.
Yeah, actually, maybe some.
Yeah, I think like HashiCorp will contact you via email. I expect it because we are collecting emails for this purpose. I don't think they will send you SMS or I don't know, a bird with a message or something like this.
Okay, thank you very much, Karan, for
I
this.
really want to say thank you, Karen, for all of this work. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
guys,
you.
I'm glad to do it for you, and this is like such a blessing to be with you and work it like do stuff together with you. Everyone is welcome to contribute to this community. It's a crowd driven. There is no bosses, there are no managers. We are all equal here.
Do you have anything for Vault, HashiCorp Vault, Karan? Any?
Yes, this is a good question. This is another product of HashiCorp. Let's see if we will survive this campaign well. If it will go well, I think there are most things to come, and not only from HashiCorp. We have a partnership in the pipeline with different companies. Just to call a few, ranchers, they're also very interested to work with us. Aviatrix and many other companies.
Karen,
so stay tuned. Stay in the group.
Karen, I would like to ask you request. One of the most common thing now is building serverless apps on the cloud, along with Rancher. Rancher is good too. So maybe as a community, we can maybe have a voting system, or maybe in the Slack. I think we've done this before in Slack.
Yeah, and you will be our main voter, if I may. You can take care of this stuff if you want.
Okay. I would suggest a serverless framework or serverless scenario to suggest. And I'm pretty sure we have amazing people in the community who can give tutorials or shares.
Sure, absolutely. Let's get connected on Slack and discuss it on Slack anytime.
People, it's not talking. I just want to say a huge thanks to everybody who actively participated and shared their knowledge today, shared their screens, shared their info. That's really thanks for picking up and doing this possible, this session, because some people I got some feedback in Slack. Some people were like a little bit confused why we didn't have agenda, why no one went through the whole session, took the hand and went walked through the whole session. But it was a plan actually for the first ever kick off session for Terraform. It was a plan that there is no plan. So, and you did it really great. Thanks to everyone who picked up from the place and walked us through. And yeah, it's really nice to have such great members in the community. I think we will never be lost with you guys and girls. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Karen.
Prem, thank you so much for excellent session.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prem. Thank you for this excellent.
Thank you.
How many
days?
Thank
you.
Thank you so much, guys.
We are not leaving yet. Thank you very much for thinking, but we are still in the call. We have some time.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe to stay as well. Yeah.
I got an impression that I have to leave now.
No. Yeah, I see the number counting down. People are leaving.
No, I think Karen, main purpose is fulfilled. The voucher is achieved. So that's the I would say that I keep on telling to Karen as well that that is the saddest part. We are running only for vouchers, which is not right.
No, that's not practically possible, but that's
either you have commitment to grow as a community, then only we will achieve good things for community. Otherwise, not.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is our default mode. So guys, watch what you say, because we are on record right now. So anyways, no, I mean, this has started as a community of learners back 1 year ago, about something like this, and it will go on like this, and we will support each other and help each other to to grasp difficult concepts in a simple way. Once someone understood something, they can share it with the community and have a discussion around it. It's so much simpler to learn stuff together.
Guys, hello.
Karen, how
just-
many days it will take to receive the voucher?
Again, it's an amazing question. I would also ask this question, whomever possible. I have no idea, but the usual plan is to make it quick.
No. I mean, this has started as a community of learners back 1 year ago about something like this. And
Okay, guys, can we have
I hear my twin right now.
Exactly.
See,
Can we have some other questions in the voucher? Yeah, sure.
Karen,
Please
I have one question. I have one question.
If related to voucher, please go on.
No, not about voucher, but in a generic way.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, engineer who is going to start off his career like jumping into DevOps. So, for example, for me, I'm already Kubernetes certified. Now I'm in dilemma to take away between Terraform and Ansible. So, in which way, like I can stick to this Terraform and proceed further, or Ansible is much more advanced? Like, which one will give a clear-cut way? Okay, like I have sysadmin skills. I'm more into Kubernetes. Now, little bit of GCP, AWS, I am aware, but the dilemma is between the purpose of Ansible and Terraform. So,
Avi, you should know both. Yeah, you cannot separate, or else you cannot say like, okay, I'm good at Terraform and I can just survive with it. It's not like that. Yeah, even in my regular day-to-day task, I'm using both. So you need to have some sort of a good configuration management tool. Yeah, you can use Terraform effectively for provisioning, or else, let's say, for example, you are Kubernetes certified. Let's say you are working on some sort of Kubernetes project. You can use Terraform to provision some Kubernetes cluster and to handle some configuration related stuff to your cubes. You can use Ansible for them, or else you need both. You cannot just separate and leverage with one thing.
I can answer you in a more specific way. So, for example, if you use, for example, Terraform, Ansible will give Ansible first. Ansible, let's say, will give you better connection using WinRM, using SSH to connect to Windows, for example. They're way better. If you use Terraform to make configuration installation in Windows, you will find Ansible is way better. So in configuration management, Ansible will better because the better community, better scripts there have been developed through the years. So they have very good ways of installing. They have a better implementation in WinRM. But go to Ansible, there is no implementation in WinRM whatsoever. And even for the SSH for Windows,
understand. There is something like I should take a stand. Like I will provision with Terraform and I will configure with Ansible. So
that is the best.
That online.
That's the best.
Okay. Understood. Thanks for helping out. Yeah.
Yeah, but Ravi, one more thing which I want to add. So you said like you want to start with DevOps, but DevOps is not only this. Yeah, so it's a huge thing.
No, I do understand. Like now it's like an ocean, but you know to know the baby step to take in which direction at least. Like there should be direction, right? I should not be learning everything whatever comes in my way. Like I should serve the purpose and I should be in a position to understand what I'm learning at least, right? So why this and why not? Like I should have clarity in my mind before I'm starting something. So that's why I started out this question.
Hi, Prem. This is Vikram. I have two questions.
Yeah.
The first thing is how do we unit test Terraform code?
Okay.
And the second is if I have multiple environments like UAT, set, production, how do I promote my code from one environment to another?
Okay, so two things. Someone started with this sort of terms, right? TerraGrant, yeah. So with TerraGrant, there is also a component called TerraTest. So with TerraTest, you can actually implement all your unit tests and stuff. Else, you can use Checkbook or some different tools. If you are having enterprise version, you can use Sentinel. And to promote your code, so it's not actually it's a resource block, right? So you can play around with your TF was workspace, this sort of thing. So there is a separate concept when you get into Terraform. So you can play around with those terms.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So please,
Praveen, is it possible for us to simulate this code without even executing it on any cloud provider?
Yeah. So Terraform plan. So simulate in the sense like it will not provision something, but it will tell you exactly what it's gonna do when you provision.
Okay.
Just kind of a rough estimation kind of a thing. Yeah. So basically, like there is a command called validate and Terraform plan. So Terraform plan does both validation of your script as well as it will also give you a rough plan what it's gonna do when you actually launch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prem, one more question from Ramesh. So in Terraform, so we are defining the resources, right, for EC2 instance AMI.
Yeah.
In that time, we are going to the UI. So we are taking the AMID and we are fetching that AMID into the Terraform. So we are declaring. Is there any way of going there and declaring the AMI?
Yeah, so there is a term called data, so which is like referring to your end resources. Let's say data can be used in a lot of different ways. If you already know the location of the particular EMI, you can use a data block and you can get the value from the cloud provider and you can pass it to your resource block of EC2. It's possible.
Thank you.
I do have a question actually.
Yeah.
In regards to Terraform modules, is a knowledge of Terraform module, writing a modules or developing a modules is mandatory for certificate, or it's a little bit advanced topic?
No, actually, Terraform module is, I mean, much needed one for the certification point of view. You need to have that. And let's say, for example, if you're working in a larger organization and if you're maintaining like some bulk amount of resources, then module will play a vital role in the sense you have like multiple Scrum teams. Just an example. So let's say you have a multiple Scrum teams and you have a specific cloud atmosphere or environment, and you want to set some sort of standards. Yeah, of course you can control with some policy, but then you are just allowing them to provision only some specific amount of resources. You don't want them to choose anything on their own. For those sort of things, what you can do, right? You can ideally create all those modules. And, you can ask them to invoke those modules. That's one way. Or else, in order to reduce what is the word for that? To duplication. Yeah, let's say I want to provision EC2 and you also want to provision EC2 and third team also want to provision EC2. So if you want to do that, then each team will have to write the same script again and again, right? In order to break this sort of duplication, you can have Terraform modules and keep it in one place and you can just refer to those modules. And this sort of concept, Terraform module, Terraform registry and everything, it's needed for your examination or your certification.
So it is needed in the exam as well. I will need them.
Exactly. Yeah, you need to know that.
No, just to add a point, we have like two types of modules. One is like local modules, and one you can put them in Git. So local modules is like you can only have that in like your same GitHub repository, where you will refer with like dot and something, and then if you want to have like a module separately, you need to have a module as a separate GitHub repository, and then people in the organization, everybody can do refer that. And if you have like a versioning part of that module, you can use like a tag and then use that git tag so that everybody can use that.
But I would suggest don't use any local modules. Yeah, so it's it's not a scalable solution at all. It's kind of a worst solution.
It's definitely not scalable solution, but the only thing is like it's part of the exam question. That is so we need to stress out here.
Yeah.
So I've been like waiting for last like nearly 2 hours in YouTube stream, and then it's quite a bit tiring. Keep trying, but thanks a lot for at least allowing me in now.
So I have one question regarding like how to we included the test cases in Terraform.
Yeah, I just answered it. So there is no out-of-box tool for that in Terraform. So you need to either make use of some sort of, third-party tool, or else open source tool, or else you need to move to Terraform Cloud or Enterprise.
You have tools like server spec and inspec. Please do watch out. And then even for Ansible testing, there's a tool called server spec. That's definitely you need to have a look, right? So which is really good. The only thing is like writing a test for Terraform is like it's not as easy like we write Terraform configuration. That needs like another level of skill set. And
Yeah, but it's all out of. It not comes along with Terraform, so it's like third-party tool. Yeah, so just be aware of it. And when you're exposing all your stuff to one third-party tool, you need to be aware of your security policies as well, because in your Terraform script you may have a lot of sensitive data. So just be aware of it.
All right, Karen, I have one point. In fact, one suggestion, because I understand this is the very first meeting that we are having. I understand there will be a lot of members who are willing to learn, trying to go for the certification. So this is just like a brief overview, understanding the group members and what are their interests and everything. Probably we can you can set up an agenda and like one session per week, and trying to help us with a demonstration. Go with very basics and then gradually, so that will help from a novice to a little medium experienced person. That will help, I think.
Yeah, just wanted
Pradeep,
to add.
go.
Yeah, so I mean, we are also trying to explore, within our community that, who can volunteer that. I think yesterday Supriya did one session. I have also, asked Karen, I can contribute a lot of things in related with particular to Scrum, Agile, I'm not a very techie person, trying to become a techie person. Similarly, a lot of people like, Prem, Vignesh, Vijay, all are there who can contribute from technical aspect side. So similarly, what you just said, Pawan, you are also eager to contribute. So definitely we'll see, create some framework around that, and we'll collect that your interest area, and definitely we can start rolling out that feature as well.
Yeah,
hi,
I can only confirm these words of Pradeep. So basically, we have the full freedom here. If you have any ideas, anything what you got sorted out for yourself, you understood something, feel free to give a presentation on our stage here. Just yesterday, we had a Supriya with her presentation on data prep. It shouldn't be related to anything like to Google specifically. It can be any tech or even non-tech. If you want to express whatever, something interesting, what to share with the community, feel free to do so. We will only support it. The best thing what works is just to come up with a topic, and I will only just support it and put it a slot, in our agenda, and that's it. You will just go.
That will be really nice, Karen. So the reason being, like, we have like 2,000 odd people have joined really, and yes, a lot of people, including myself, would have joined for the purpose of a free voucher. And I mean, it's being honest, right? But I persisted with the session because I'm keen to at least get my chance to speak and then get inside, and I see a lot of, I don't know, I mean, we're on record, but I don't know whether to say it or not. A lot of information has been shared, and some of the information, at least 35% hasn't been really the quality of the information that has been shared, right? That could be something within experience or something. But like Pradeep has mentioned, the channel around that would have been really helped. But this has been a really good session, I would say.
Karen, I have a question because I didn't understand because many voices. First of all, is the exam will be on person view? And second one, I didn't understand you when you reply me how many days it will take to receive the voucher. Thank you.
I don't know exactly how many days it will take. I hope it will not take longer than 1 week. Let's see. I will update you like whenever I will have some reliable information. As to the exam itself, I think the best person in the call to ask it is Prem, right, Prem?
Yep. What? Sorry, I lost that one. What was it?
I mean, it's all about the exam.
Who will be proctoring you actually during the exam?
Okay, I mean, can you come again, Kiran?
How the
I
proctoring
think,
would happen?
I think Prem clearly explained that it would be through Zoom call or something like that, right, Prem?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So basically, right, when you launch your exam, there will be an examiner who will join you with a link. I think there will be a link shared, so you need to join that link, and so he will, yeah. So you need to show your passport in front of your the ID in front of your camera. So he will see that, and he will look around your room. So you need to just rotate your camera and show around your room, and then there will be some sort of a form which you need to fill before starting your exam, and then he will explain you the procedure, and after that he will release the exam, and he will also sit the other side, so it will be like kind of a two-way communication. None of your mic or camera should be turned off, so it's normal like other exams. And then once you finish your exam, you can, I mean, at any point in time in the exam, you can literally speak to him, because it's not like other PSN exam or something like that where you need to open the chat box. This exam, it's like, right, you can literally speak to him. It's like one-to-one kind of a thing. And once you finish your exam, you can just close and leave the phone.
Hi, Prem.
Is the result of the exam immediate, or do we have to wait for some time?
The result of the exam, it's very immediate. So you will get to know like as soon as you finish your exam. But then the batches will take some time. So maybe like according to their statement, it was like max 10 days, but you will get it like after 3 days, 3 to 10. I mean 7 days. So you will get within this period.
Hi, Prem. I have a question.
Sorry, 1 second, Ankit. You will just get the badge. You will not get the certificate.
Excuse me, folks. Just a short. I'm sorry. Just a very important question to Karen. Are you keep refreshing your Google Meet, because there are some people who realize that some free places now in the Meet, and they are trying to join, but still not in the Meet. So please keep updating, keep refreshing.
Sure. Sorry, everyone. I think we just broke Google, but I will keep it refreshing. You know, maybe it will work out. Sorry for that. Yeah.
Yeah, Ankit, you were trying to ask something, right?
Yeah, see, I wanted to know what is the procedure, or what is something you would suggest for someone to move towards IAC? Suppose I already have an infrastructure running in production, but writing it again from the scratch is something which is hectic for me. So what are the suggestions you will give somebody who is basically learning and who is implementing something in production?
See, actually, right, maintaining it manually, it's a bit of pain compared to writing a script. But since you already have like, I mean, I'm not sure what is your scale of infrastructure which you're running currently. If you have like very less amount of resources, then I would say like just try to import it into your state, and you can manage it using Terraform after that. If your application is kind of how to say like immutable applications or its immutable infrastructure, you can destroy and recreate it again by writing your new Terraform script. But it all depends on your landscape, you know. So I cannot really suggest or something like that without looking into your landscape.
Can I add a point? Is that Ruben who has asked the question?
Ankit.
Ankit, okay. Ankit, so if you are running in a production, right? How healthy they are? Like, do you face issues regular basis, or do you feel anything is keep changing in the production? Do you feel anything missing at the moment? Before we
we are preferring to go towards Terraform as a DR tool, to be very honest. Because see, our infrastructure is already running at that's quite stable, I would say. But I'm asking is how should I basically move my infrastructure to infrastructure as a code?
Okay.
you need to actually import it. Yeah,
This
there is
is
no magic or background black box thing to do this. Yeah, so if you want to import the existing resource straight into your script, you need to actually import it resource by resource. Yeah,
I mean,
that's the way of
Prema,
doing it. Yeah.
importing, I mean, yes, there is quite a bit of documentation on the site. So I've
Yeah.
done like importing of AWS and also Azure, right? So it is not very straightforward. When I say straightforward, yes, we have like commands.
Hold on,
It
let
is
me complete it.
definitely not advised if you are
Yeah,
doing any
indeed.
production things, right?
Yeah,
Let me
definitely. With the
complete it.
basic like knowledge skills, we cannot able to import.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
may need more skills on the actual resource itself, because during the import itself, it requires a lot of default
Yeah.
parameters or as attributes needs to be placed.
And again, you should have a code before. You should have
Exactly.
like
Yes.
a Terraform
Yes.
code as well.
One sec. Let me finish it. Yeah. So let me finish my sentence. So one way of doing it, import. Of course, maintain like if you have large amount of resources running, it's not an best solution to do because as Avan and I forgot another name. So yeah, Kirancho over. Yeah, as they are mentioning, it's a bit of pain. Yeah, so you need to write some sort of a dummy block with all required parameters. You need not to mention the optional parameters, but you need to mention the required parameters. There are like two different things. Yeah, so you need to mention that I need to import resource by resource. That's what I meant. You need to import it separately. There is another way of
Okay,
doing
so
it.
so
Ankit, that is not advised, Ankit. Please do not even attempt to try it, right? That is not at all advised because yours is application and we are talking about Terraform import, right? So Terraform import does only like infrastructure. It's not like comes with your application. Whenever you're like doing a production or something, right? Let's say if you're adding something else, so far it's fine. So let's say you wanted to create a bit of infrastructure and add it to the existing production, right? Start with very small, and then start with very small, and then eventually it takes like some time. Eventually, you will end up like the comfort, and also you'll end up like having more infrastructure with Terraform. It's like you have like a lot of production environment now. That's fine, but then when you're adding more to it, just start with Terraform and Terraform import. No, please do not do that. If you want like try with like development and test environment, just for the feel of it, whatever the applications inside, so just try out. But there's no even thought, right? We that's not at all recommended, even by
okay.
HashiCorp.
Okay, basically what you need to do, right? You need to actually create it from scratch. Yeah. So long explanation short. If you have like a production scale, resources running, you need to do it from scratch. That's the best way to do. Yeah. So that's why I asked whether your infrastructure, if your infrastructure is immutable or not. If you are saying like it can be recreated, with most span of time, but better start to create from scratch. Just start writing a script or some small resource, let's say for EC2 now. And then if you have like a lot of other resources, you can just scale it up. Just start writing it from scratch.
Okay, see, I think to be very honest, I think it's better to write small functions using Terraform in my scenario because the infrastructure is already very big, and writing it from scratch is something which will be a kind of a more hectic task for us because not only this infrastructure movement will be there, we will also have to move the domain name entries and all that kind of stuff as well, which is already huge in number. So I think using it for small functions and to automate the stuff, I think Terraform will be better in that case for in our scenario. Thank you guys. Thanks for the
Yep.
information.
I think, and to add to your scenario, Ankit, I don't know where is your environment. Is it on-prem or is it already in the cloud? But
It's
as you
all.
said, infrastructure is big. So I think you have to start small. You have to start small, take a piece of infra and write some modules for it. And then Terraform may be just one tool that you would be using. Like
Right.
you would also use another tool for the configuration purpose, for example, Ansible.
Right.
And then when you were talking about the other core infra aspects, domain, AD, etc. thing, DNSs. So you have to think about it as well. And then data would also be another key thing, because this is would be only spinning up the infra or configuring your VMs or the network. How do you transfer the data? How do you replicate to the data for your DR side would be another thing, another aspect that you have to think about. But as you said, and others people have advised, start from small.
Right. That's what I'm
I
thinking.
completely echo Atul, yeah.
After that, after achieving the small thing, I think we should start writing a kind of a pre-prod environment, which will be better for us to simulate the things that will be happening on the production side.
And Ankit,
Yeah.
if you want to write like, so the goal will be like obviously to have the code in production, but you would definitely want to be not in production anytime immediate, right? You first need to understand Terraform, and also after you understand Terraform, you need to understand very good about state file and workspaces, and you also need to think about whether or not you obviously, right, you need to implement like remote state, and then and also Terraform would never be or suggested to execute from your laptop, right? It has to go into your CI, and people will have to write, and then somebody has to really approve merge requests. So once your environment is like proper DevOps, and if you have like people who can really coach and guide. When I say obviously, if you know Terraform, I wouldn't advise. But what I'm trying to tell you is like, the goal is production, but I wouldn't say that to hurry and then put something in production, right? So it would really do. It is like very powerful tool, and it can do. But the more responsibility has to come with the more power, right? So you will
Right.
have to.
Yeah, I understand. We actually test everything we implement firstly in the test app environment and then in the staging for at least 2 months, and then after that we move towards production.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. Thanks for the information.
Yeah, just one more query which I have regarding these state files or the version control. How do you manage it in Terraform? Do you have some like inbuilt capability or rely on some other tools?
You have like Terraform Cloud, which you can also do. Otherwise, like when we were doing AWS, I mean, like a lot of even medium posts are available, and right. So you will actually go with S3 and DynamoDB. But in here, like 8 months, 9 months back, we had to do something with Azure. We will, I mean, of course, I've done with like storage account. And in the storage account, when you're actually doing like AWS, you don't have like versioning out here, so you either need to think about soft delete, but I think for last week or couple of weeks, even storage accounts has got like versioning feature enabled in some of the regions. So that would definitely add something. So but as far as me, I've only done like AWS and Azure, so both is like quite straightforward, and a lot of posts are available.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Prem, Ramesh here.
Yeah, Ramesh.
Yeah, Prem, I'm certified in AWS, so and also I have basic understanding in Terraform. So what do you think? How much time it will take to do the certification, like for the associate? Is there any exam like practitioner before that associate, or it is only one exam for Terraform?
If you just follow the study guide, or there is like a lot of labs which you can follow, so that will give you more, like more depth knowledge about Terraform. That's more than enough to crack the certification.
So what is the weightage? It is like easy or hardest or tough? What
I
you
mean,
think?
as I mentioned before, it's like quite easy. So if you practice, I mean, if you actually, rather than sitting and reading, if you actually do your hands-on, then it's very easy to crack your exam. You just need to practice with all the commands.
So it is basically all questions related about commands.
Commands, state files, modules, difference between what to say, cloud version, enterprise version, and OSS, this sort of things. So mostly like all your questions around will be around Terraform only. It will not be like any cloud specific questions.
Okay, so there won't be any like if something we have declared, so there is some error in the declarative, so some error is coming. It is not like that, right?
I think you might be seeing some practice question number on the internet. It will not be like that. No.
Okay.
Because when you declare something, when you are facing some error, then it is something specific to the provider. It is not something related to your Terraform script.
Ramesh, if you are like adding to Prem, thanks for answering like to one point to add. If you are in Slack, I think Pradeep or somebody has actually posted like Udemy practice tests. So when I actually go gather in some information in Terraform website, they've clearly mentioned that it is not like another certifications like Azure or AWS. It's quite straightforward. What they wanted to do is like they don't want to trick you with some catching, right? So all you need to have like some kind of knowledge and like Prime has mentioned.
Okay, so not fine. So how many questions they are asking that?
Prem, can you please provide the Slack link?
Okay, I mean, okay, I think Kiran, are you still there? Okay, I mean,
the Slack link is included in that meetup link, so you can probably go through that.
Yeah, it's somewhere there. Let me tell you one thing. Don't ignore the link to the Google Doc document. I spent 1 hour of my life to prepare it, you know. So pay attention. It's a very nice summary of all the information. The amazing amount of offers which we received for this meetup. There are 3 Udemy courses which are provided for free. Each of them is $20 value in this document. 3 courses for Terraform Associate exam preparation. Grab it quickly. 2 of them were exclusively provided to our group. Also, there is access to the Quick Labs learning platform, which is like you get it for 1 month free. You can do any Quick Labs, any quests and labs there. This Quick Labs is, if someone doesn't know it, it's a platform where you can run real cloud systems. It's not some emulation or simulation, it's a real thing. Google Cloud, AWS, and also Terraform environment. Go and grab this code, which is in the document. Maybe let me share and quickly walk you through.
Hey, Karan, just a little question from my end.
Yeah.
Hi, Prem, this is Chaitanya. I just want to know, like, regarding the Terraform in conjunction with Vault. So, how can we auto unseal the, like the tokens which are used in the Vault in conjunction with the Terraform? Let's say, like, I have got a database which I need to create in some cloud provider, and I don't want to see the credentials of the AWS DB where we want to do so. So how can we auto unseal and seal the secrets using Vault in Terraform? Will that be possible?
Yeah, it's possible. So basically, right, as I said, I mean, Vault, even though like Vault is part of HashiCorp, it's a separate tool. So you need to consider as a separate tool or provider. Yeah. So you need to have an authentication method to connect to your Vault first. So basically, like it will start from the scratch. So you need to have a provider declaration for that. I showed you an example, right? So where I had Azure RM as well as Power DNS. So it's like 2 different providers. In your case, let's say if your cloud provider is AWS, then you will have like AWS related provider as well as Vault. So you need this thing first, and then you can import all your keys by using those API features. So just refer to Vault provider in Terraform docs. There will be like a lot of reference to that.
So can't we use like the provisioner to call these things and make the things possible? So
Yeah, it's
when
possible.
we need to use the provider itself, or else like can we use the provisioner concept and we can make the use of the remote. You can write some script and you can just encrypt the data which you want to do. So will that be possible too?
It's possible. So when you're like making a provision, so basically you are trying to make an API call to that particular Vault. Yeah.
Exactly.
So in my case, even we are maintaining all our certificates as an PKI thing in Vault. Yeah. So it's kind of an auto rotate certificates which we have added there. It's a domain certificate, and we are maintaining it in Vault. Yeah. So basically, right, it's in Kubernetes, and we are also having all our secrets stored in Vault. So for Kubernetes related configuration, we are handling everything with Helm. we are making an API call. Whereas when it comes to Terraform, we are using providers to connect to that. So both things are possible.
Yeah, thanks for the answer.
It totally depends on your use case. So everything is possible in theory. So you need to choose like what will be the best way to go.
Sure. Thank you.
Prem, one question regarding this log file. So if one person has applied
Your voice is not clear. Sorry.
yeah, it's regarding the stock file, the log file. Sorry, am I audible now?
Yeah, log file. Yeah.
Yeah, log file. Suppose if a person has applied the Terraform apply command and in between the connect is log, and another person is applying on same resource. So what will happen?
So it will say like your state file is logged. So let's say, for example, if we both are working in the same project, actually that is needed when you are working in an Scrum team. Yeah. So let's say there are like multiple resources who are like trying to provision or change the same resources. Then log in the state file is important because your state file decides everything. Let's say if I'm working on a use case to change certain parameters, and you are working to delete that parameter, and if your script is already being launched, and if I'm doing my script as a second thing, then when you delete it, I will not be able to change anything, right? So my script will fail. So for this set of scenario, log is really important. And to answer to your question, when the state file is logged and the second person is running, it will throw one error like saying the state file is logged or something like that.
And to add to that, if we lost the connection in between, that state file will be locked for the entire time, right? We cannot unlock it.
Yeah, you can obviously unlock it. So there is, okay, I didn't show that part because I'm handling everything as an Jenkins parameter. You can actually unlock it.
That is the reason you actually use CI tool in between. So we won't be executing from laptops.
Okay.
Yeah, but there is another Terraform force unlock
Force
option is
command,
also there.
Exactly. That's what I said. So I'm managing everything with Terraform Jenkins parameters, but it's possible to unlock. It's force unlock, auto approval. Input false. There are like a lot of parameters which you can pass on the runtime.
Okay.
I think currently we are done, right?
Yeah, I think we are over the time.
Yeah, I think
26 minutes over.
Yeah, but it has been a great session. Nevertheless, we learned a lot from you, Prem, and it's a great initiative which is from Karen and the team. And but one more suggestion is like I heard that you, Ibrahim, Pawan, you are very good in the field that you're working in. Probably my suggestion is, if in a way we can also think about Ansible, because Terraform and Ansible in today's world are going hand in hand. So if we can have something for the Ansible as well, it will help people like me who are not too much into it. We know a little bit, not much.
Guys, I've just posted.
Yeah.
I've just put like some GitHub repository. It has like very good example if you are a starter, right? It provisions AWS WordPress, and in the same GitHub you can also find like Ansible tutorials if you want. But I don't mind like taking a session or something when we have something scheduled.
Yeah, definitely we will be working on that, and as I mentioned that we'll bring that structure in place so that we can regularly conduct the sessions. I think just within a week's time we should be ready.
But on another hand, like I have already taken 3 sessions on Ansible. I think Atul, right? And we are. I'm gonna take the 4th session. Maybe if you want, it's part of the Telegram group where where I'm organizing this. Maybe if you want to join, you can also join that. Again, it's kind of free session.
Prem, can you post the Telegram group link if you don't mind?
Yeah, please, Prem. Post that Telegram link, or maybe if we can include it in Slack, so not just me, other people can also benefit from it.
Yeah, if it's Slack, it will be even better. Yeah.
Yeah, Vijay.
This chat might disappear after closing. Yeah. Is this Telegram group which belong to this particular meetup group, or
no? It's another group.
exactly. So, sorry, Pradeep, for posting that, but then I mean, I was actually doing there, and Vijay looked me in, so it just happened
Oh,
in that
okay.
way.
Good. Then no problem. I think
Yeah,
that's why I was thinking that if Bijay is there, he can also post.
yeah. So I am Vijay Photo for some different
Yeah,
Alibaba, and this is something cloud.
that
Hey,
is
hi,
another.
Greg.
Another.
Doubt, small question.
Yeah,
Go
Vignesh.
ahead, Bijay. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Bijay.
I've been looking at Terraform almost like an year. So, but I'm only using on the GCP. So I have implemented also CI/CD using Jenkins. So, what is your experience in implementing the CI/CD onto this infrastructure as a code, and then what is the best practice from your experience? What do you think?
Okay, it's a big question. Actually, it's a huge list of questions. I mean, there we need to discuss a lot of aspects, right? But to answer to your question, like I mean, when you actually implement the CMCD for Terraform, you need to consider a couple of things. Yeah. So how you are managing your credentials, and how you are managing your code, and so how your TF plan file is getting handled. Because basically, in my scenario, right? So I have implemented Terraform CI/CD flow with Jenkins as well as Azure DevOps. Yeah, and I do everything with TF plan. So I generate TF plan first, and then I apply all my Terraform apply based on my plan. And I also take my TF plan for my test cases. So I run my test cases on top of my TF plan. So there are like multiple things which you need to think of, and maintaining your code in GitHub, so having a proper branching strategy, and having versioning for your modules, and not having any local modules. That's one important thing, because and then there are like two ways to, let's say, if you want to generate your SSH key, there are like multiple ways to do it. So how you gonna generate your SSH key? And when you are generating your SSH key on the fly, uh, you will be printing it out, right? So the printout messages will be there on the screenshot. You need to consider like a lot of scenarios when you are actually doing this, and also how you are handling your state file and those sort of things.
Okay.
Yeah, that state file
You
is really
mentioned
important. Yeah.
what is that after the Jenkins? You have mentioned another one too. What is it?
Azure DevOps.
Azure DevOps, is it?
Yeah.
And Prem, in Azure DevOps, are you guys use like classic CI or like you use YAML files?
No. I mean the pipeline.yaml files. So
Okay,
no
so
more those control business.
yeah, that's the reason. Yeah, just we started with classic UI and then we ended up in Azure
Yeah, I
hosting
mean,
pipelines.
even when you start with the classic UI, at the end you can generate pipeline.yaml from that itself.
And that's per task. That's a bit like a bit
So
annoying. Like if we have like 20, 30 stages or steps of tasks, you'll have to go to each step and then take YAMLs.
Prem, you mentioned TF plan, right? When you do a plan, you get a file, TF plan. Do you upload that to any artifact repository, or you just pass it on to the next stage in the pipeline?
see, actually, ideally, like for one of my customer, I mean, in my job, so they want the TF plan to be uploaded into GitHub. Okay, and before, I mean, let's say, for example, you have like three environments. Let's say from promoting from test to production, they want this test file to get pushed along with your code to your master branch, and the PR will be raised. So someone who is reviewing it, he needs to look at your TF plan, and then they need to merge it. But ideally, in my point of view, TF plan is just a dummy file. So it just tell you like what you have declared in your resource blocks, right? But you need to worry about your state file. That is more important. So you need not to worry like whether you need to export it or not. In my current scenario, I'm exporting TF plan as an output file for testing it. So I'm running my test cases on top of my TF plan. And when I'm also applying a Terraform plan, I'm using my TF plan. I'm not again like blindly going and doing Terraform apply. I'm
And
applying
Prem,
based
what
on
tool you're using for testing?
so we have Terra test and the one which I showed you, check OB. So we are using two things at this point in time.
Cool. Checkovi, is it?
Yeah. Hey, it's pretty good. You can also customize it, and I have like a lot of other tools. which I tried for my personal learning. Maybe I can share it in the Slack group.
Definitely, yeah, that will be great.
Prem, sorry, don't you find the Terra test a bit complex?
It's annoying, man. It's annoying because I closely work with test developer. So it's a bit annoying because it's not straightforward as you implement your resource plans, So there are like few scenarios. Let's say if you're working on checking the compliancy of it, it's quite easy. Yeah, so you can just declare your policy documents as you do with, let's say, Aquastic, or you have like Nexus or Tenable.io. I mean, you can create a policy document and you can feed it to check OB or some other Terra compliance. So you can use those set of tools and you can check against it. But writing a test case for your infra, it's a bit annoying. It's not that straightforward, easy task.
It doesn't take like equal effort. It takes more effort than actual writing Terraform. So
Yeah,
we had to start it, spend like a week, 2 weeks, and we got to shelf it because it takes quite a lot of time than writing actual Terraform configuration.
And also the value that comes in, it doesn't. If you do Terra plan properly and know it, it can evaluate nearly much as Terra unit test.
I mean, yes and no. The reason being, sometimes Terraform plan success and then Terraform apply will actually fails. That could be like actually API calls made at that point. And but the thing is, it depends on the confidence. It depends on the confidence, right? If you have like actual make some tests and then if it's really going well, that gives you kind of confidence that it is really ready for production. And at the same time, sometimes most of the tools, what it does is like they need actually have this Terraform execution happen, and then resources will be created to have it tested. So that time you are spending money on like spinning the resources as well. So it depends really on how security oriented your company are. But I think I didn't find any tool yet, but I think Prem has suggested, so I'll have a Checkovi. So Checkovi, does it need resources to be created, or it just works with plan?
No. I mean, I'm feeding my plan to my script. Yeah.
But does it create any resources?
No, it doesn't create any resources. And to answer your question, I mean, plan just execute. I mean, displays what you're going to provision. Yeah, the point is correct. The plan will tell you like it will show you an output without any error. But then when you apply it, it will definitely fail. It's in some cases, but it's not because there is a mistake with your plan. The plan is always says you correct thing, because your plan will not say the external dependency of the particular resources. The external dependency of the particular resources will happen when you are actually applying it. So if the plan says something, it's actually correct. You can actually see like whether it's deleting or it's creating. But when you are actually executing that plan, only then you will know the external dependency of that resources. Only then your script will fail. So there are like two things here.
That only, I mean, most of the time it checks only your syntax. So syntactical errors will.
No. Plan doesn't validate, does that. So plan does two things. I mean, it validates and then creates a plan. So plan is different and validates is different. The explanation which you're giving is validate. So validate does your syntax checks, but then the plan actually reads your current, declaration and your end desired declaration, and it matches that, and then it will give you a rough estimation kind of a thing. That's called plan. The one which you're saying, the syntax and all those things, it does. It happens in that validate state. So plan combines these two things and it gives in a single way. Or else, if you want to have like multiple steps, you can have like Terraform get, then init, then validate, then plan, then apply. So you can also have this 5 steps, or else you can directly have like 3 steps: init, plan, apply, or else you can have like get, init, plan, and apply. So it depends on your scenarios.
Prem, have you used Atlantis?
No, I never used it. No.
So hi Prem, Sushil here.
Hey, Sushil.
So I'm using Server Spec as of now to test the Terraform code. So the check OV that you mentioned is something like code analysis tool, right?
Exactly, static code analyzer. Yes.
Yeah. So how different it is from TerraTest? Because I'm just thinking to move from server spec to TerraTest, because there are some limitations to server spec. So how good is that compared to server spec if we have used it? And
I heard about it, but I never used it server spec, so I know it. And Terra test. See, I'm not sure what is your use case, but then Terra test, in my opinion, it's really good.
okay,
Yeah. So
okay,
in short,
because
I mean, we can discuss about the scenarios, but I mean, it will definitely meet all your needs.
I
and
mean,
how do you use Chekovi and TerraTest together?
See, basically, it's all. I mean, of course, I'm using Jenkins. Everything comes with an command, right? So, in my case, in my local machine, I showed you like three different things:
Correct.
Terraform Graph, CheckOB, and then
Uh-huh.
document. So, I do this as part of my flow itself. So, after
Mhm.
apply, so there are like scenarios which I will be placing, but then all these checks and everything I'm doing after my apply. Yeah. So
Oh,
after
okay,
apply,
okay.
I will execute these three things in an what is it like in step-by-step order. But he basically like kind of an placement, right? So you can place any of this component anywhere you want.
Oh, okay, okay. Great, man. Thanks.
No worries.
Prem, can you please post those tools like Chekovi and what is it? Another tool that you've just said
Yeah,
apart
yeah,
from
yeah.
Terraform?
I will definitely post it in what is that Slack group? Yeah.
Okay, so how are we doing?
Then we're good to wind up. Never ending.
Still surviving.
Surviving, yeah. Staying
And
alive.
it's never
It's
ending.
it's an endless discussion. So whatever time you will give, will need like it will be less for us.
So
Especially
I have a
lockdown.
question for you, Social, about server spec, right? I
Yeah,
was
tell
trying
me.
to start with server spec, but I did found very poor documentation. How did you
Yeah,
start?
yeah, that is actually that's correct. So Server Spec has their own documentation website, a website on documentation on the website only. So apart from that, they don't have any kind of resources. That's what That's what the limitation comes. You have very few, few like less documentation on it, so you're not able to use it properly. But what I feel is when I'm using Ansible, it is very good to test, but not from the Terraform point of view. So yeah. So basically, I learned from that documentation only, which is available on their website. So I can ping that in here. Hello, Ibrahim. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. I was thinking of starting with server spec
Do
or
man.
any.
No. Don't do that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you're using if you're currently using one tool, then I would prefer uh, I'll tell you that stick to that tool. Don't use multiple tools at the same time because it confuses you. So better to go with the one tool which is you are already using and you are good on it. So that is a better way.
I'm just trying to find a replacement to TerraTest because it's very annoying.
That's what
You will be more annoyed when you move to
server spec. Even for TerraTest, you'll get something like documentation or something like that. But for server spec, there are no resources. That is something very bad.
even if you're stuck also, you cannot raise any tickets or something like that. You will be like literally fucked up.
Okay, my mom's parents are calling me for dinner. This was an amazing session. Thanks, Prem. A lot of insights. I've never worked with Terraform. I have worked with ARM templates for IAC. I mainly work on Azure and stuff, but I'll try out Azure on Terraform on Azure. And this was an amazing session. Thank you once again. Stay safe, everyone.
Thanks, Ajay.
Yeah.
I think we can stop, right?
Thanks, Prem. Thanks, Karan.
Yep.
Thank you, guys. Thanks,
Thank you,
Karan, and
everybody.
thanks,
a lot, Prem.
Vladislav.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Prem. Thank
Prem.
you, Karan.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Vadim.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you.
Prem.
Stay safe.
Thanks, Karen,
Bye.
for organizing this. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Prem. Thanks, Karan.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
The Kubernetes cluster is scaling down now, so it's good.
Yeah, I think we are losing people right now, losing instances.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I just realized
Karan,
that.
auto-scaling in progress.
Hey, Brajesh. I just realized at this moment that I haven't actually submitted the form for the voucher request.
Okay, then you will receive it directly from HashiCorp CEO.
No, I don't think so. I have to put my name there, so I will do it right now. And a reminder to all organizers and helpers: if you forgot, do it right now because it will be closing soon.
A very nice notice. I really did that, but I was like putting test inside. I forgot about myself really because I was just testing if I can send the form at all just to check it. But maybe my will be counted since I provided my real profile link. But for those who forgot, really, you have to hurry up. It's
So Vlad, within this 3 hours, you had to do one thing right, and you messed it up. how it comes?
Sounds like my job.
Yeah, but I think it's still open because someone was writing me in Slack that he filled it wrong and if it will be possible to submit for the second time, and I said yeah, it should be if it's still open. I think some of our members just did it from the second or third attempt, so I hope it will work out still.
But there is option to edit the response. If you click on the link again, there is an option that says edit your response.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So once you fill out and submit the form, you will receive an email confirmation. In this email confirmation, there should be a link to edit your submission. So maybe you put it something wrong,
Okay.
Just check your inbox, and it should be. You can replace your test name with your real name. Maybe it will work out.
Okay. Thank you. I'll just write in the Slack that someone who want to correct this have to check the email. Thanks.
If we don't have technical questions where I cannot cope with you, maybe I can have a very light walkthrough through this offers which we got and instructions. What do you think, guys?
No, yeah. You can go. I'm here sitting with my kids because my wife is not around, so I have all day.
Yeah. Thankfully, my wife took my kids for a walk and they're outside. Otherwise, I wouldn't be probably able to stream with you right now because it's a full-time job with this kid.
Yeah, I know. Tell me, yeah.
And you forgot to say if each kid got its own tablet and watching some YouTube cartoons, you cannot stream at all.
Seriously, I started network monitoring. I fired it up to see who is using VLAN. I shut down everything in my home and went through the neighbors, and I asked them not to use internet for a couple of hours. So, joking about the neighbors, but with VLAN, it's like indeed. Otherwise, we will have a very bad stream going on. So you see, this is probably the biggest sacrifice to let kids not to play their games like for a couple of hours. What I do for this community, nothing else.
Thank you. I appreciate the sacrifice, Karen, and it comes with the great bravery from you.
Karen, I think you need to use some kind of a MikroTik router.
What is it?
You need to use some kind of a MikroTik router.
Okay, I understood for the first time, like you need a kind of a doctor, and I almost agreed with you.
Microtech route race, I think he said.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
You can allocate the users and then how much data they can use.
I see. Well, I can monitor what kind of devices are connected, but yeah, maybe I have to get to gear up a little bit on the network side. You know?
Yeah, like mobile plan, you allocate the kids like you only can use 2 GB a month.
You can use Microtech and can use Pi-hole. It's a project by Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, I heard about it. I have a couple of Pis as well, so I have to give it a try.
Yeah.
But I think it's primarily to block advertisement, right?
Yes, it will block advertisement coming to you completely.
Mm-hmm. That's nice. So yeah, this is the document which you received alongside this request form. You see we have a lot of people watching it right now, what is nice. Let me just give a quick walkthrough here. We have a table of contents. The first chapter is about this event. There's some description on it. About our community, the second chapter, it's a very light introduction, you know, just to people, for new people and for old people to get to know like what they're dealing here with. And then we come to goodies. We have a lot of sponsors today, and they are all listed here. A lot of very cool offers. Just make use of it, really. And some information about the preparation for the Terraform Associate exam. There is much more information on it. We can share this information on the Slack and share experiences. So yeah, it makes sense to stay tuned and connected afterwards. About the call, there's not much things to be discussed here other than to be eligible for the voucher request. You have to be in one of those groups. This is the main group, like by far the main group here. We have most of the people coming from it, from this one. And to be here in this call, actually we seem to be extending it by 1 hour. But yeah, it's one of the two prerequisites, to be in the group and to be in the call. By default, you would go to the YouTube stream, which like accommodated, I think, 1,300 something people. I was not watching it all the time, but when I watched it, it was like huge. And the Google Meet, it was promised that it's 250 slots. It turned out to be 230 plus, you know, and afterwards it was full. So we basically pen tested the Google Meet, what is I congratulate you with. This is another task we accomplished here. Okay, the community itself, we are primarily like every day, every single hour, we are talking in our Slack. This is our main communication channel. We have different, like it's a space, Slack space, but we have different channels there, where we announce some exciting new courses, some campaigns going on, some interesting events, whatever, anything what you think requires our attention or worth of the attention of the community, you can post it there. We are really hard on preparing for exams, and we have multiple channels there. They're all starting with exams prep, and then comes either a cloud platform like GCP or AWS or any other technology, you know. We are discussing different cloud technologies in these channels called cloud dash and then name of the cloud. We have multiple channels where we keep these discussions going on. We discuss everything. We have people involved with Alibaba Cloud, with GCP, like a lot of people with GCP, because we are historically a Google-related group, you know. But we are open to anything. We are technology savvy and hungry people here, hungry to get new information, learn new stuff, improve ourselves. This is what our community all about, and help each other as well. Okay, so this is the main group on Meetup. This is the place where we will publish and publishing almost every single day new amazing events which we run, or sometimes we join. It's not always originated by us. And also we have a group for our small chapter in Armenia. It's a really tiny one. If you're from this region, you can join this group. But otherwise, it would be the main group, GDG Cloud Nuremberg. It's official name, but basically we are just cloud native community. You can think of it like this. Other than this, all channels above, we have YouTube channel where right now a few hundreds of people are watching my blah blah, and we have a LinkedIn profile as well. If you will follow us there, you will see all the notifications. If you are more into LinkedIn, if you spend a lot of your time there, we will get you there. If you subscribe or like, if you follow the main the channel there, it's a profile of our community. We are on Twitter as well, so you can follow us there, and you will all receive all the notifications of events, and on Facebook as well, and some other channels which are not worth mentioning here. Goodies, yeah, let's get to the goodies now. Everyone who submitted the form, the link to the form were provided a few times, like multiple times in both chats, in the Google Meet chat, but as well as in the YouTube stream chat. I think it's already here. Yeah, it's also here as well. So you have to put your name, link to your profile in one of the communities, and also what else? Your email address is important. Yeah, there is a field for your feedback. It's optional. If you want to say, yeah, thank you very much, or like I hate it, you can put it there and send it out. The second goodie which you can get, it's a multiple one. You can get 3 courses on Udemy. 2 of them were exclusively provided for this event, to our community. We have here the author of the first course, Nilesh Patil. You can get him, connect with him on LinkedIn. He's a very nice guy. This is his course. It was limited to 250 people. So my strong guess is that it already got expired, or
it is already expired. It is.
Yeah,
yes, it is.
Yeah, but you know, we have people who are admitted there, and we are in contact with Nilesh. So once there will be another campaign, this is another great reason to stay connected with the community, to watch our announcement channel in the Slack. If something in this world will be attractive and will become available, I can most certainly guarantee our members will get it and will post it. So stay in the Slack. It's a very good advice. The second one is still ongoing, I think. Each of them is worth $20. It's the usual price, but you can get it for free right now. This one is by CloudMe. We are also in touch with this provider. They're also nice people, and they supplied us with this link to this course. You can get it right now. The third one is from the Cloud Dude, and it was also spotted by one or multiple of our members. So several members posted this information firsthand. So it just confirms that you will get everything once you join the community. Okay, we are done with Udemy courses. This is already a lot. It will train you like with the very similar questions which come on the exams, and you will get very good impression what kind of material will be asked. So really use it for your preparation. It will really help you. So let's get to the next chapter. It's a 3-month subscription and free Terraform Quest at Quick Labs. And this one is a $55 value. If you follow the 6 steps here, which are laid off really very, very detailed here, there is also an integrated code here in these links. Really go carefully through all these steps, and you will activate 1 month of free subscription. If you are new to Quick Labs, I will repeat it again. It's a great platform where you can hands-on experience cloud-based systems like Google Cloud Platform, AWS, or even things like Terraform. It's not a theoretical blah blah. It's a real hands-on labs which you have to perform step by step to get a real impression how it actually works. So it's really very helpful, and it doesn't cost to you with this offer nothing. You don't have to open any accounts anywhere. Everything is disposable. You can create a temporary account with for these labs, and they will be destroyed once the lab is over. This is how it works. This Quick Labs platform. You can get 1 month for free. Complete this lab on the step number 5. If you are already using Quick Labs, if you already have pre-access for 1 or several months there, if you will complete this lab, you will get 1 month on top of it. It will add up. So use it really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we use this link 2 times to get 2 months? Or how is it?
No, if you're already on Quick Labs, because we have in our community, we are constantly running this kind of quests. And our members, some members got 1 year of subscription already in advance because they were frequently participating at this kind of campaigns. So this is what I mean. If you're already in the Quick Labs, if you are already using it and you got some subscription for free, you with this instructions you will get 1 month on top of it. Doesn't matter how long your subscription goes, it will be prolonged by 1 free month. So everyone can use it, like a newbie, but also somebody like hardcore professional. We have people in the call who completed the Quick Labs. Can you imagine this? Like there are plenty, like dozens and dozens of quests, but we have people who completed the whole platform. They basically like just completely cleared it. Yeah. So yeah, this is with Quick Labs. Really make a good use of it. It will run out without any notification, without any. It will not ask you for credit card, anything. Just use the steps and you will register. It's completely free without any strings attached. And once this 3 months is over, it will not prolong itself like a amazing Coursera platform, for example, where you have to put down your credit card as well. It's nothing like this. It's very different. You know, it's very loyal, and it's without any tricks. I highly recommend it. Yeah. Another thing on top of this Quick Labs, we are offering you a challenge here. It's a small one. There is a quest called Managing Cloud Infrastructure with Terraform. It's available on Quick Labs. You have the link here in the instructions. If you use this 30 days, 1 free month on Quick Labs, and if you complete this this quest here, then but you have to complete it until the within 1 week. So basically until the end of next Sunday. I think it's if I'm not completely wrong, it should be 20th here. I will double check it and I will put the right information here. I think it's July 20th, the next Sunday. So if you will complete it until this date, this one, we will, and you have to fill out this form. This is another form than what you submitted for your Terraform Associate certificate. This is our form. If you will fill out this form, you will get, after a few days, after some days, you will get a certificate from our community, from us, for completion of this quest here. And from Quick Labs, you will receive this amazingly looking badge on your profile. You can turn your profile into a public mode, and everyone will be able to see what Quick Labs badges you got on your profile. So this is our offer on top of this whole thing. But be careful, you only got 1 week to complete it. Okay, let's move on. We have two amazing co-authors here who wrote this great book, which is very much related to our meetup today. Usually the minimal price is $15, but we got an offer from them for everyone who want to buy it. You can get it for $5 just $5. And this is the link for this offer. You can find it here. You can claim your book for $5. And we got a few copies for free from these two amazing authors. By the way, if you want to connect with them, these links are their LinkedIn profiles. Go and connect with them. They're really very cool. And we got some copies for free. So 3 people who will subscribe to our YouTube channel and will post, but then some meaningful comments under, I would say, any video on our YouTube channel. We will check it in a few days. 3 of the people, our community members, will decide. Will get 3 copies of this book for free. We will contact you. 3 other people who will get connected and follow our profile on LinkedIn. Maybe we'll post something or mention in some like they often post something about this event, about this group. Will also receive 3 copies of this book. And another 3 people, we will find you on Twitter. So please follow the profile of this community on Twitter and post something meaningful about this group, about this event, whatever, like your impression or whatever you want. Okay, so another thing, we have this amazing document. I will just open it for you right now. It's curated. What is this? Oh, it's a wrong document. Sorry, I have to.
Link needs to be updated, I think.
Okay, I think I just put it the wrong link. This is great that I'm making this walkthrough, so I will fix it. I will replace it just after this call, but this link will guide you after I replaced it to our curated list of all available and known to us, mainly free certifications and courses, which we have. If I'm not completely wrong, we have something like 20 or 30 different courses available there, and with their deadlines put it like in front of them. Yeah, just go. Let me just give me like 5 minutes afterwards to replace it with the right one. Yeah, and the 4th chapter, there's some useful links where you can start learning and preparing for the Terraform exam. If you will have any questions, we have our Slack invite link here, so feel free to join us there. We have a lot of people, and we got even more people within the last days. Almost any question you have will be, most certainly will be answered there. You will get your help, really. So that's it for the overview, and let me just give me a couple of minutes afterwards to replace this link. This is the wrong one. And with this, I want to thank everyone for participation today. You are amazing as always. And feel free to speak up and yeah, tell us what you think.
Yeah, I think now everyone is in pensive mode to prepare for the Terraform exam.
Or everyone is just felt asleep.
Yeah, they're tired. They cannot even speak anymore.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Hello, all. Karthik here. Karen, you have just given us you have flooded us with a lot of goodies now. So I would say it is our own interest, and I should take every goodies and completely make use of it. And I have to give it back to the community. Like whatever I learned from this session, and it was really interesting, and it was well documented, and all the informations are in one place under one umbrella. So thanks for making it very making all this one, putting it in one place, so that we can start our new learning towards Terraform. Thanks a lot, Kiran and team, everybody. Yeah.
Jose Khalifa here. I also want to thank you all for all these kind of activities and event, guys. We'll continue to keep forward and try to help everybody here on this great community.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. It was really a pleasure to be together with you today. It was our first huge meetup. I mean, we used to have a lot of meetups along the way because we run so frequently. We do them really like almost daily. But this huge one was for the first time, but something tells me that it will be not for the last time. So we will have stuff like this. I just know, and some of our members know some insight that some amazing stuff are coming up. So really stick around, be involved. It's only that you can gain some profit out of it, like learn and advance yourself. You see how what kind of amazing conversation we had today, technical ones, but also a little bit of non-technical ones. So yeah, it's a great to be around same-minded people and share and learn stuff.
And we have to really think about expanding, maybe switching from Google Meet to something more expandable and more robust, maybe, because if we will have in the future thousands of participants on the meetup, it will be not that sufficient to have Google Meet, or we have to think about new approach, how to deal with this amount of participants.
Yeah, we will ask you, Vlad, to think about it because you suggested it. You can take time and think about it. What is a better approach? How to do it?
Yes, I will think about it definitely, because I had to answer so many requests today about how to join, and it's definitely much easier to find out the platform which works very well for a huge amount of participants than to answer thousands of requests. Believe me. So it was like wrap up, right, for the day?
Yeah, so with this, let me thank everyone for taking part today, for spending your time together with us. You are amazing. It's a blessing to be with you and around you. So thank you very much. With this, I would conclude this meetup for now, and stay updated, stay tuned. There will be more coming up in the following days and weeks.
I will add one more point on that. If you guys are looking for starting to learn Terraform, and then you have any doubts, you can reach out to me on Slack anytime. I can help you on that.
Okay, so we are stopping the stream and the call. Thank you very much. Stay safe, and wishing you either good day, good morning, or good evening, depending where you are right now. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you
See
very
you
much.
next time.